The village labeled him a demon, but what if he actually held the power of Sparda? Imagine Naruto, not as a vessel for a fox, but a stylish devil hunter, wielding rebellion and ebony and ivory. This isn't just a ninja story, it's a high-octane revolution of the entire shinobi world.
The merchant district of Konoha burned. Naruto Uzumaki stood in the center of the chaos, twin silver pistols spinning around his fingers as bodies dropped around him. Blood painted the cobblestones. Smoke rose from craters where jutsu had torn the earth apart. And the blonde shinobi at the eye of the storm looked utterly, completely bored. "Come on, guys. At least make this interesting," he drawled, catching Ebony and Ivory mid-spin and firing 8 shots in rapid succession. 8 masked shinobi fell, holes punched clean through their skulls before they could finish hand seals. I've had harder fights at the ramen stand when they ran out of miso. An Ambu captain materialized behind him, Tanto raised for a killing strike. Naruto didn't even turn around. His hand shot back, catching the blade between 2 fingers. "Personal space, buddy! Ever heard of it?" He yanked the Tanto from the shocked Anbu's grip, spun it once and drove it through the man's chest in one fluid motion. The body hit the ground as Naruto resumed his casual stroll through the carnage, adjusting the red leather coat that hung from his shoulders like it had always belonged there. "Jackpot," he muttered, holstering his pistols. 3 weeks earlier, the Hokage had asked him a question. "Naruto, what happened to you?" The real question was, what hadn't happened to him? The truth started 6 years ago, when Naruto Uzumaki was 6 years old and dying in an alley behind Ichiraku Ramen. The mob had been particularly vicious that night. October 10th always brought out the worst in people. Naruto had learned to hide, to run, to take beatings and keep breathing. But that night, they'd used kunai. Used real weapons on a child because the demon fox deserved it, because the village's pain needed an outlet, because hatred was easier than understanding. Naruto bled out on dirty cobblestones, vision fading, wondering why he'd been born at all. That's when Kurama spoke to him for the first time. Not with words. Not with the malevolent chakra leaks that had saved Naruto's life before. The Nine-Tails showed him something impossible, something that existed in the demon's ancient memories from before it was sealed, from before it came to this world. The seal on Naruto's stomach burned. The barriers between human and demon dissolved. And Kurama offered him a choice. "This world rejected you, kid. This village sees you as monster. So become one. Take what I offer and never be prey again." The demon's memories flooded through Naruto's dying mind. Images of another world, another reality where demons walked among humans. Where a legendary devil hunter named Dante Sparda fought with style and power beyond imagination. Where strength wasn't earned through friendship and hard work, but inherited from a demon heritage so powerful it made the tailed beasts look like house pets. "I cannot give you what he had," Kurama growled, "but I can reshape you. My power, filtered through these memories, can transform you into something new, something this world has never seen. You will have his strength, his weapons, his abilities. But the price is simple. You cease being the child they despise. You become something else entirely." Naruto, bleeding and broken, made his choice with the last of his consciousness. Do it. The transformation wasn't instant. Kurama's chakra didn't just heal Naruto, it rewrote him at a fundamental level. The demon fox's vast power, shaped by memories from a reality where demon blood granted supernatural abilities, turned Naruto Uzumaki into something that shouldn't exist, a human with the power and abilities of a legendary devil's son. When Naruto woke up 3 days later in that same alley, perfectly healed with no scars, he found a massive sword stabbed into the ground beside him. Rebellion. The name echoed in his mind like he'd known it his whole life. Next to it lay 2 ornate pistols, one black, one white, ebony and ivory, and he knew, with absolute certainty, exactly how to use them. Kurama had done more than grant him power. The demon had fundamentally altered Naruto's personality, his memories, his very soul. The scared, desperate child was gone. In his place stood someone who remembered a lifetime of demon hunting, of fighting with style and swagger, of never backing down and never showing fear. Someone who looked at power and said, "That's mine now." Someone who fought like Dante Sparda because in every way that mattered, he was Dante Sparda. The orphanage director found Naruto the next morning, carrying a sword bigger than himself and wearing a cocky grin that hadn't existed the day before. "Hey there," Naruto said, spinning Ebony around his finger. "Miss me?" Everything changed after that. The academy instructors didn't know what to do with him. Naruto Uzumaki, the dead last, the class failure, the orphan everyone avoided, showed up to class one day completely transformed. Not just in skill, though he suddenly moved like a trained killer and threw kunai with perfect accuracy, but in personality. Gone was the desperate need for attention. Gone was the pranking, the crying, the begging for acknowledgement. Naruto walked into the academy wearing a red leather coat he'd somehow acquired, twin pistols holstered at his sides, and a sword strapped to his back that the instructors immediately confiscated. "Weapons aren't allowed until practical training," Iruka said, holding Rebellion nervously. The blade hummed with power that made his skin crawl. "That's cute," Naruto replied, slouching in his seat with feet on the desk. "You gonna keep it safe for me? Polish it? Maybe write your name on it so everyone knows it's yours?" "Naruto, this is serious." "So am I. That sword comes back to me whether you want it to or not. It's kind of our thing." He snapped his fingers. Rebellion vanished from Iruka's hands and reappeared in Naruto's, handle first. The blonde caught it without looking. "See? We're bonded. It's beautiful. Try not to cry." The class stared. Iruka's jaw dropped. "How did you?" "Magic. Next question." From that day forward, Naruto dominated every class. He moved like he'd trained for decades, dodging attacks without trying, countering with brutal efficiency. Ninjutsu? He didn't even bother with it most of the time. Why learn elemental techniques when you could shoot people? The first time he used Ebony and Ivory in a sparring match, he put 3 rubber bullets through his opponent's clothing, one on each shoulder, one between the legs. "Whoops," Naruto said, blowing imaginary smoke from the barrel. "Guess I need to work on my aim." His opponent, Kiba Inuzuka, stood frozen in terror. "You're insane!" Kiba shouted. "Insanely good looking, you mean? Thanks, I work out." Naruto holstered the pistols with a flourish. "Now are we fighting, or are you going to stand there looking constipated?" Kiba charged. Naruto sidestepped, grabbed the back of his head, and slammed him face first into the dirt without even trying. "Predictable," he muttered. Iruka called the match. Kiba stayed down. The pattern repeated itself through every sparring session. Naruto didn't just win, he humiliated his opponents. Shikamaru lasted 10 seconds before Naruto appeared behind him via some kind of teleportation technique and tapped him on the shoulder. Choji got hit with so many rapid punches he couldn't even see them coming. Shino's bugs wouldn't go near Naruto, buzzing away in panic from some unseen aura. Only Sasuke Uchiha gave him something resembling a challenge, and even then, it was a joke. "You're pretty good," Naruto admitted as Sasuke came at him with a series of precise strikes. "For a beginner." Sasuke's eye twitched. "Take this seriously. I am serious. Seriously bored." Naruto caught Sasuke's fist, spun him around, and kicked him across the training ground. "But hey, keep training. Maybe in a few years you'll make me use both hands." The Uchiha prodigy struggled to his feet, sharing and activating in fury. "Oh, that's new," Naruto said with genuine interest. "Cool eyes? They come in blue?" Sasuke blurred forward, faster than before, seeing Naruto's movements with his enhanced perception. He threw a perfect combination, high strike, low sweep, spinning kick. Naruto blocked all 3 with one hand, not even looking at him. "Nice try. The eyes are a good start, but you're still thinking like a human." He pushed Sasuke back effortlessly. "You want to know the difference between you and me? You're trying to become strong. I already am strong. I was born this way." Sasuke charged again. Naruto's fist moved too fast to see, stopping an inch from Sasuke's face. The air pressure from the punch sent the Uchiha flying backward. "And that's the lesson for today," Naruto announced, dusting off his hands. "Class dismissed." The instructors reported his behavior to the Hokage. Hiruzen Sarutobi called Naruto to his office that evening. "Naruto, your teachers tell me you've changed," the old man said, studying the boy who looked like he'd grown up overnight. "They say you're carrying weapons, using abilities they've never seen, and showing none of the qualities we try to instill in our shinobi. Qualities like what? Blind obedience? Emotional suppression? Sacrificing yourself for a village that hates you? Naruto leaned back in the chair, boots on the Hokage's desk. Pass. Remove your feet from my desk. Or what? You gonna lecture me? Punish me? Send me home to the orphanage where they still leave my meals outside like I'm a disease? Naruto's smile didn't reach his eyes. Here's the thing, old man. I don't care about your rules anymore. I don't care about this village's opinion. I don't care about becoming Hokage or earning anyone's respect. Then what do you care about? Living on my terms, getting stronger, looking good while doing it, and protecting the few people worth protecting. He pulled his feet down and stood. You want me to be a loyal little soldier? Too bad. You want me to respect the system? Should have built a system worth respecting. You want me to care about this village? Should have made it care about me first. Hiruzen's expression hardened. You speak like someone much older. Maybe I am. Maybe I died in that alley 3 weeks ago and what came back isn't what you remember. Naruto headed for the door. Either way, the kid you knew is gone. Get used to it. Naruto, wait. The blonde paused. Those weapons, that power, where did they come from? Naruto glanced back with a smirk. The fox sends his regards. He left the Hokage staring after him in stunned silence. The truth was simpler and more complex than anyone realized. Kurama hadn't just given Naruto abilities. The demon had merged its own vast chakra with the template of Dante Sparda's powers, creating something unique to this world. The devil arms that Naruto wielded weren't the original weapons from another reality. They were manifestations of Kurama's power, shaped by the demon's memories and fueled by the fox's chakra. Rebellion was Kurama's rebellious nature given form, a blade that couldn't be sealed or destroyed because it was made from the same energy that comprised the demon fox itself. Ebony and Ivory drew from Kurama's chakra reserves, firing condensed bullets of demon energy that could punch through anything. And as Naruto grew stronger, more weapons appeared. He'd wake up sometimes to find new devil arms waiting for him, gifts from Kurama as the demon unlocked more of its power through their merged existence. Agni and Rudra materialized when Naruto mastered fire and wind manipulation simultaneously. Twin swords that burned and sliced with elemental fury. Cerberus came after a particularly brutal training session, a 3-section staff that could freeze enemies solid. Beowulf appeared after Naruto's first real kill, gauntlets and greaves that enhanced his already superhuman strength. Each weapon was a fragment of Kurama's vast power, filtered through the template of Dante's arsenal. And Naruto learned to use them all with instinctive mastery, muscle memory from lives he'd never lived guiding his hands. The most shocking discovery came 6 months after his transformation. Devil Trigger. Naruto had been training alone in the Forest of Death, a place the academy students were forbidden from entering, but which Naruto used regularly because who was going to stop him? He'd been practicing Royal Guard techniques, learning to absorb and redirect attacks when a tiger the size of a house attacked from the shadows. Instinct kicked in. Red energy exploded from Naruto's body as he transformed. His hair lengthened, becoming wild and white. His coat merged with red demonic armor that covered his torso and limbs. Black wings erupted from his back, leathery and powerful. His eyes glowed crimson with vertical slits. Power flooded through him, multiplying his already considerable strength tenfold. The tiger froze. Recognizing a predator far above its station, Naruto looked at his transformed hands, felt the power coursing through his veins, and laughed. Now this is what I'm talking about. He didn't kill the tiger. Instead, he used it for target practice, firing Ebony and Ivory in gunslinger mode while airborne, each shot precise enough to graze the beast without seriously injuring it. When he finally landed, Devil Trigger fading, the tiger limped away in terror. Kurama's voice echoed in his mind, satisfaction evident. You're adapting well, Kit. The transformation suits you. That was you? That was us. My chakra, shaped by your will and the template we used. You can trigger it at will now. And that's just the beginning. There are forms beyond this one. Powers we haven't unlocked yet. Techniques that will make even the strongest shinobi look like children playing ninja. Naruto grinned. Good. I was getting bored with just being ridiculously overpowered. Now I can be stupidly overpowered. That's the spirit. Graduation came and went. Naruto passed with perfect scores in everything except written tests, which he deliberately bombed because paperwork was boring. The instructors tried to fail him anyway, but Hiruzen overruled them. Whatever Naruto had become, he was still a Konoha shinobi, and the village needed shinobi. Team assignments were announced. Naruto learned he'd been placed on Team 7 with Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno under Jonin instructor Kakashi Hatake. Perfect, he muttered. The emo Avenger and the fangirl. This'll be fun. Sakura tried to hit him for the comment. Naruto caught her fist without looking, still reading the assignment sheet. Personal space, remember? We talked about this. Let go of me. Sure thing. He released her fist. She stumbled backward into her desk. Next time, maybe try asking nicely, or better yet, try hitting someone who actually feel it. Sasuke glared at him. You think you're so much better than everyone else. I don't think it, brooding prince. I know it. There's a difference. Naruto stood stretching. But hey, stick with me and maybe you'll learn something. Like how to smile, or use weapons that aren't just sharp sticks, or literally anything that might make you interesting. I'll surpass you, Sasuke promised. Good luck with that. I'll be waiting at the finish line with popcorn and a participation trophy. Their first meeting with Kakashi went about as well as expected. The silver-haired Jonin showed up 3 hours late, apologized with obvious insincerity, and told them to introduce themselves. Name's Naruto Uzumaki. I like ramen, fighting, and looking good while doing it. I dislike boring people, cowards, and anyone who thinks rules matter more than results. My dream? Already living it. Next, Kakashi's visible eye narrowed. That's it? What else do you need? My blood type? Favorite color? Social security number? I'd like to understand my students. Then watch me fight. Everything you need to know is in how someone throws a punch. Naruto leaned back against the wall. Or in your case, how someone reads porn in public while claiming to be a professional. Kakashi's hand instinctively covered the orange book in his pouch. How did you? I can smell the cheap printing ink from here. Also, you're not as subtle as you think. Naruto pointed at Sasuke. Brody's turn. Sasuke introduced himself with the usual revenge-focused drivel. Sakura stammered through hers while staring at Sasuke. Kakashi sighed and announced their first test. Meet me at Training Ground 3 tomorrow morning. Don't eat breakfast. You'll just throw it up. Ominous, Naruto said. I like it. The next morning, Kakashi explained the bell test. 2 bells, 3 students. Whoever failed to get a bell would be sent back to the academy. And the real lesson? Naruto asked, tossing a kunai up and down. Excuse me? The real lesson, the hidden objective, the secret point of this exercise. He caught the kunai and pointed it at Kakashi. Because stealing bells from a jonin is obviously impossible for fresh academy graduates, which means success isn't actually the goal. So what is? Kakashi stared at him for a long moment. Start the test. Thought so. Naruto vanished. He didn't use the body flicker technique. He used air trick, one of his trickster abilities that let him teleport short distances. One moment he stood in front of Kakashi, the next he was behind the jonin with Ebony pressed against the back of his head. Bang, Naruto whispered. Kakashi moved on instinct, spinning away. Naruto was already gone, appearing 20 feet to the left with Ivory aimed at where Kakashi had dodged. Too slow. He fired. The chakra bullet hit Kakashi in the chest, except it didn't. The jonin burst into smoke, a clone. The real Kakashi emerged from underground behind Naruto, hand crackling with lightning. Impressive reaction time, Kakashi admitted. Boring technique, Naruto countered, firing both pistols backward without turning around. Kakashi dodged, but Naruto had expected that. He spun, switching to rebellion in a flash of red light, and brought the massive sword down in an overhead slash that split the ground where Kakashi had been standing. Helmbreaker, he announced, transitioning smoothly into a horizontal slash. Followed by Stinger. He dashed forward with supernatural speed. Rebellion extended in a thrusting attack that covered 30 feet in a heartbeat. Kakashi barely managed to substitute with a log. And now, Naruto said, tossing Rebellion into the air where it spun like a buzzsaw. Round trip! The sword flew toward Kakashi like a guided missile, forcing the jonin to dodge repeatedly while Naruto switched back to Ebony and Ivory and opened fire from multiple angles using air trick to reposition. You're not like other academy graduates, Kakashi observed. analyzing the blonde's movements with his Sharingan. No kidding. Most of them can't do this. Naruto switched styles, trickster to gunslinger in one smooth mental shift. He holstered Ivory, grabbed Ebony with both hands, and jumped into the air. Rainstorm. He spun upside down, firing dozens of chakra bullets toward the ground in a spiraling pattern that covered the entire training field. Kakashi ran, dodged, substituted, but one bullet caught him in the shoulder, spinning him around. Naruto landed, catching Rebellion as it returned to his hand. Jackpot. He blurred forward faster than before, and Kakashi found himself on the defensive against a flurry of sword strikes that shouldn't be possible from someone who graduated yesterday. Each swing of Rebellion carried enough force to crater the ground. Each movement flowed into the next with practiced precision. Kakashi's Sharingan could barely keep up. "You're holding back," Naruto observed, stopping his assault. "Why?" "This is a test." "Wrong answer. You're holding back because you don't know what I'm capable of, and you're scared you might actually have to try." Naruto's grin widened. "So, let me help you out." Red energy erupted from his body. His transformation was instant. White hair, demonic armor, black wings spreading wide. Devil trigger activated. "Let's see if you can keep up now." He moved. Kakashi's Sharingan tracked the motion, but his body couldn't react fast enough. Naruto appeared in front of him, grabbed his vest, and threw him skyward. "High time!" Naruto followed him up, Rebellion cutting through the air in a rising slash that sent Kakashi even higher. Then the blonde teleported above the Jonin, grabbed him, and drove him toward the ground. And now for the finisher. They hit the earth like a meteor. The impact cratered the training ground. Dust and debris exploded outward. When it cleared, Naruto stood in the center of the crater. Devil trigger faded, twirling both bells around his fingers. "I win." Kakashi lay on his back, staring at the sky, completely unharmed but thoroughly defeated. His bells were gone, his pride was damaged, and his understanding of what was possible had been shattered. "How?" he finally asked. "Skill, power, style, take your pick." Naruto tossed one bell to Sasuke, who'd watched the entire fight with his Sharingan active and copying nothing. "Here, Broody, you can have this one. Consider it charity. I don't want your." "Take the bell, Sasuke," Kakashi said, sitting up slowly. He's trying to make a point. Naruto threw the second bell to Sakura. "And that's teamwork, apparently. I fight the scary Jonin. You two reap the benefits. Everyone wins. Well, except you, Teach, but you'll get over it." Kakashi stood, dusting himself off. "You're not a normal shinobi." "Correct. I'm a demon hunter in a ninja world. Kind of my thing." "And those weapons? That transformation? The techniques that don't match anything in our records?" "Trade secrets. Ask the fox if you really want details." Naruto started walking away. "We passed your test or whatever, right? Cool. I'm going to get ramen. You guys can do the bonding speech without me." "Wait," Kakashi called. "We need to discuss." "Nah, we're good. See you tomorrow for whatever boring mission you assign us." He vanished in a burst of speed, leaving his stunned teammates and instructor behind. Kakashi looked at Sasuke and Sakura. "Your teammate is insane." Sasuke's fists clenched. "He's strong, stronger than he should be." "He's also reckless, arrogant, and completely disrespectful of authority," Kakashi added. "But he's right about one thing. You both passed. Meet me tomorrow morning for our first mission." Neither student responded, both still processing what they'd witnessed. The first few months of Team 7's existence were an exercise in frustration for everyone except Naruto. Kakashi assigned D-rank missions. Naruto completed them with deliberate disrespect for the client's expectations. Asked to catch a cat? He used Ivory to tag it with a tracking bullet, then carried it back by the scruff of its neck while it hissed and clawed him. He didn't react to the scratches. "One cat, delivered. You're welcome." Asked to help with gardening? He used Agni and Rudra to burn away all the weeds in seconds, leaving the garden perfectly cleared and the client terrified. Fire solves everything, remember that. Asked to paint a fence? He used Artemis, a demonic gun that fired massive energy blasts, to strip the old paint in one shot, then somehow convinced Sasuke to do the actual painting while he supervised. Leadership skills. You should take notes, Sakura. Kakashi tried to talk to him about teamwork, about following procedures, about respecting the mission parameters. Naruto's response was always the same. Did I complete the mission? Yes, but then I don't see the problem. You want it done differently. Do it yourself. The breaking point came 2 months into their Genin career when Kakashi assembled the team and announced they'd been selected for a C-rank mission. Finally, Naruto said, something that might be interesting. The mission: escort a bridge builder named Tazuna back to the Land of Waves. Simple protection detail. Probably no combat involved. Naruto took one look at the drunk old man and knew it was a lie. He's hiding something, he told Kakashi privately before they left. What makes you say that? He keeps looking over his shoulder. He's scared, and he flinches every time someone mentions the Land of Waves. Naruto shrugged. Either he's got enemies, or the mission is way more dangerous than a C rank. Either way, should be fun. If you suspect the mission is more dangerous, we should report it. Or we could just handle it when the time comes. I'm good with option 2. They left Konoha that afternoon. Naruto knew the ambush was coming before they left the fire country. The puddles on the road were a dead giveaway. It hadn't rained in weeks. He didn't say anything, just kept walking with his hands behind his head, whistling. When the demon brothers attacked, Naruto was ready. The missing nin emerged from the puddles with their chain weapon, wrapping up Kakashi and shredding him to pieces. Sakura screamed. Sasuke prepared to fight. Naruto just sighed. Really? You fell for the puddles? It hasn't rained in 3 weeks. He looked at the demon brothers, who were now advancing on Tazuna. And you two. That's the weakest ambush I've seen since, well, ever. Are you even trying? The brothers attacked him simultaneously, chains whistling through the air. Naruto didn't move. The chains wrapped around him, pulled tight, and passed through empty air as he teleported behind them. Trickster style, he explained casually. Lets me dash through attacks like they're not even there. Pretty useful against people who rely on obvious patterns. He drew Ebony and Ivory. Now, you've got 2 choices. Run away and live, or keep fighting and die. I'm good with either option, but I should warn you, I haven't killed anyone in a few weeks, and I'm getting rusty. The demon brothers chose poorly. They charged. Naruto switched to gunslinger style and opened fire. Bullets tore through the first brother's knees, dropping him instantly. The second got hit in both shoulders and the chest, spinning him around before he collapsed. Neither was dead, but both were thoroughly disabled. Boring, Naruto declared, holstering his weapons. Next time, bring friends or skills, preferably both. Kakashi emerged from the trees completely unharmed. You knew it was a substitution. Obviously. You're not dying to 2 Chunin-level missing nin. Naruto kicked one of the groaning brothers. So what do we do with these guys? Kill them? Interrogate them? Use them for target practice? We interrogate them, then turn them over to the authorities. That's the boring option. That's the legal option. Same thing. Naruto looked at Tazuna, who was sweating profusely. All right, old man, time to come clean. Who's after you, and why is this actually an A-rank mission disguised as a C-rank? Tazuna tried to deflect. Naruto wasn't having it. Talk, or I leave and you deal with the next ambush yourself. And trust me, there will be a next ambush. There's always a next ambush. The bridge builder broke, explaining about Gato, the criminal who'd taken over the Land of Waves, and the mercenaries he'd hired to kill anyone trying to complete the bridge. So you lied to get cheap protection, Naruto summarized, because you couldn't afford the real mission price, which means you've put Genin in danger because you're broke. I didn't have a choice. There's always a choice. You just made the selfish one. Naruto looked at Kakashi. I vote we go anyway, not because I care about his bridge or his sob story, but because mercenaries mean actual combat, which means I might not be bored for 5 minutes. Kakashi considered, then nodded. We'll continue the mission. But Tazuna, when we return to Konoha, you'll be paying the difference in mission ranks. I can't afford. Then you'll work it off. The Hokage will arrange something. Kakashi gestured to his team. Let's move. They continued toward the Land of Waves. Naruto kept hoping for another ambush, but nothing came until they reached the water. The mist rolled in thick and unnatural. Naruto's instincts screamed danger. Finally, he muttered, drawing rebellion. Took them long enough. The massive sword came out of the mist first, whistling toward Tazuna's neck. Naruto's blade intercepted it, the clash of metal echoing across the water. Nice sword, he commented, studying the executioner's blade. Big, impractical, probably compensating for something. Zabuza Momochi materialized from the mist, eyes narrowed. You blocked the executioner's blade. Obviously. What, you expected me to let you kill the old man? That's my job, if anyone's. Naruto pushed the blade away, forcing Zabuza back. So you're the famous missing nin everyone's scared of? Gotta say, not impressed so far. Naruto, be careful, Kakashi warned. That's Zabuza Momochi, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen. Cool title. Bet he put it on his business cards. Naruto spun rebellion. Let's see if he's worth the reputation. Zabuza vanished into the mist. Kakashi prepared to track him with the Sharingan, but Naruto was faster. Hidden mist technique. Cute, but it won't help. He activated Devil Trigger. The transformation was instant. White hair, red armor, demonic wings spreading wide and dispersing the mist with a single flap. His power surged, visible as red energy crackling around his form. Zabuza stared. What the hell are you? Your worst nightmare, or your best fight, depends on how good you are. Naruto vanished, pure speed, no technique required, and appeared behind Zabuza with rebellion raised. Let's find out. The fight was brutally one-sided. Zabuza used every trick in his arsenal, water clones, hidden mist, the executioner's blade's massive reach. None of it mattered. Naruto moved through the mist like it wasn't there, his devil trigger form making him fast enough to catch every attack. When Zabuza tried to trap him with water prison, Naruto teleported out before the technique finished forming. Air trick. Super useful. You should try it sometime. Oh wait, you can't. He switched weapons mid-combat, replacing Rebellion with Agni and Rudra. Meet the twins. This one's Agni. He held up the burning sword. This one's Rudra. The wind blade hummed. They don't like you. The sword spoke in his mind, their demonic voices eager for blood. Let us feast. Maybe later. I want to play with this guy first. Naruto combined the sword's elements, creating fire tornadoes that tore through Zabuza's water techniques like they weren't there. The missing 9 tried to escape, but Naruto was everywhere at once, using trickster dashes to cut off every escape route. You're pretty good, Naruto admitted, landing a kick that sent Zabuza skidding across the water. Better than those losers from earlier. But you're still not good enough. Zabuza created a dozen water clones. Naruto switched back to Ebony and Ivory, firing in gunslinger mode while spinning in place. Honeycomb fire! Bullets shredded the clones instantly. Zabuza tried to close the distance, but Naruto was already moving, replacing the guns with Beowulf. Demonic gauntlets and greaves that glowed with light energy. Let's go hand to hand. It's more sporting. The following exchange was a masterclass in brutal efficiency. Naruto's punches carried enough force to create shockwaves. His kicks cracked the earth. Zabuza's sword couldn't get close, blocked by gauntlets that shouldn't exist in this world. Real impact. Naruto's fist glowed with concentrated energy, then slammed into Zabuza's chest with enough force to create a visible shockwave. The missing nin flew backward, crashing through 3 trees before hitting the water. He didn't get up. Naruto walked over, Devil Trigger fading as he approached the fallen swordsman. Zabuza was alive but barely conscious, ribs broken, blood in the water around him. You fought well, Naruto acknowledged, but you picked the wrong target, nothing personal. He drew Ivory, aimed at Zabuza's head. Senbon needles hit Zabuza first, embedding in his neck. The missing 9's eyes rolled back. A hunter nin appeared from the trees, masked and silent. I'll be taking him, the hunter nin said in a soft voice. Naruto studied the newcomer, noting the slight build, the fake hunter nin mask, the way they stood protectively over Zabuza's body. He's not dead, Naruto observed. The needles hit vital points. He is deceased. Liar. Those needles induced a death-like state. His heart still beating. I can hear it. Naruto didn't lower his gun. So you're either a really bad hunter nin, or you're his partner trying to rescue him. Which is it? The hunter nin tensed. Interesting, Naruto continued. You know what? Take him. I don't care. We'll fight again later when he's recovered and I'm bored. Should be fun. You're letting them go? Sasuke asked, having watched the entire fight with his Sharingan active. Sure. Why not? Killing him now would be boring. He's got potential. Let him heal up, get stronger, come back for revenge. It's more entertaining that way. The hunter nin grabbed Zabuza and vanished. Kakashi approached Naruto, analyzing everything he'd witnessed. That transformation, those weapons, the way you fought, it's not normal. Nothing about me is normal. Thought we established that. Naruto stretched, cracking his neck. Now can we get to the client's house? I'm starving. They arrived at Tazuna's home to find his daughter Tsunami and her son Inari. The boy was depressed, convinced that heroes didn't exist and they'd all die because no one could stand up to Gato. Naruto tolerated him for about 5 minutes before the kid made a comment about how they were all fools for thinking they could make a difference. "Let me tell you something, kid," Naruto said, leaning down to Inari's level. "Heroes don't exist because the world doesn't deserve them. People are selfish, scared, and stupid. They'd rather hide and hope someone else solves their problems than stand up and fight. Your entire village is proof of that." "Naruto," Tsunami started. "I'm not done. This kid needs to hear it." He looked back at Inari. "But you know what's worse than living in a world without heroes? Being someone who gave up before even trying. Your stepfather died fighting for what he believed in. That's more than most people ever do. So either honor his memory by being brave or shut up and stay out of our way." Inari ran crying to his room. Tsunami looked furious. "He's just a child." "And I was just a child when my village decided I was a demon. Life's hard. Get over it." Kakashi pulled Naruto aside. "That was unnecessarily harsh. Truth usually is. But that kid needed to hear it. Coddling him won't help when Gato's mercenaries show up to kill everyone. And if your words make him give up completely, then he was always going to give up. I just sped up the process." Naruto headed for the door. "I'm going to scout the bridge. You guys do the bonding thing." He spent the evening on the incomplete bridge, testing its structural integrity and watching for threats. None came, but he wasn't surprised. Zabuza needed time to recover. The real fight would come later. 3 days passed. Team 7 guarded Tazuna while he worked. Naruto was bored out of his mind. "Are they ever going to attack?" he complained. "I've been waiting for round 2, and all I get is manual labor." "Patience," Kakashi advised. "Patience is for people who aren't strong enough to force the issue. I'm plenty strong enough." The attack came the next morning. The mist rolled in again, thicker than before. Zabuza emerged from it, fully healed and ready for revenge. And he wasn't alone. The fake Hunter 9 from before stood at his side, mask removed to reveal a young face and beautiful features. "Haku," Zabuza introduced. "My protege. He'll be handling your team while I deal with the copy ninja." Naruto looked at Haku, noting the ice mirrors that had already begun forming around Sasuke. "Ice release? That's rare. Also useless against me, but points for trying." Haku appeared inside the mirrors, moving between them at high speed. Senbon needles flew toward Naruto from multiple angles. He didn't even try to dodge. The needles bounced off his skin like rubber hitting steel. "Demon durability," Naruto explained, "comes with the transformation. You'll need to hit harder than that." Haku accelerated, moving faster, unleashing a barrage of needles that should have turned Naruto into a pincushion. They all bounced off. "Okay, your turn's over." Naruto drew Ebony and Ivory. "My turn?" He fired both pistols simultaneously, chakra bullets tracking Haku's movements through the mirrors. The ice shattered on impact. Haku tried to reform the mirrors, but Naruto switched to Agni and Rudra and created a fire tornado that melted everything within 30 feet. Ice beats water, fire beats ice, rock beats scissors. It's basic elementary school stuff. Haku retreated, trying to create distance. Naruto used air trick to appear directly behind him. Too slow. A kick sent Haku flying into the incomplete bridge supports. The young shinobi struggled to stand, clearly outmatched. "You're strong," Naruto acknowledged. "But you're fighting with restraint. You don't want to kill us. That's your weakness." He holstered his pistols. "So here's your choice. Keep fighting and die, or stand down and live." Haku chose to keep fighting, loyalty to Zabuza outweighing self-preservation. Brave. Stupid, but brave. The fight continued for another 30 seconds before Naruto got bored and activated Devil Trigger. The transformation terrified Haku, who'd never seen anything like it. "What are you?" Haku whispered. "The guy who doesn't lose. Remember that in your next life." He didn't kill Haku immediately. Instead, he used him as a training dummy, testing different weapon combinations and techniques. Rebellion's aerial combos, Cerberus's ice attacks versus Haku's ice release. The Gauntlet's Beowulf for close combat. Haku was thoroughly outmatched, barely surviving each exchange. "All right, I'm done playing," Naruto finally announced. "You fought well, better than most, but this ends now." He drew Yamato, a katana that cut through space itself, allowing for dimension-slicing attacks. Judgment cut. The air itself sliced open. Haku tried to dodge, but the dimensional slash was faster. It hit him in the chest, cutting deep. The young shinobi fell. Naruto turned toward where Zabuza was fighting Kakashi. The battle wasn't going well for the missing nin. Kakashi had copied multiple techniques and was systematically dismantling Zabuza's strategy. "Hey, Zabuza!" Naruto called. "Your protege's down. You want to keep going, or should we call it here?" Zabuza's eyes widened, seeing Haku's fallen form. Rage overtook strategy. He charged Kakashi with pure killing intent. It was a mistake. Kakashi's lightning blade punched through Zabuza's chest. The missing nine coughed blood, sword falling from his hands. "Haku," he whispered. The kid wasn't dead. Naruto had intentionally held back on the killing blow, but Zabuza didn't know that. The missing nin thought he'd failed the person he cared about most. Naruto watched the scene with detached interest. Emotions weren't his thing anymore. The transformation that had made him powerful had also dulled his capacity for empathy. "Tragic," he commented. "But that's what happens when you care about people. They become weaknesses." Gato arrived moments later with an army of thugs, announcing he planned to kill Zabuza himself and take credit for the missing nine's defeat. "Change of plans," Gato declared. "I don't need to pay you if you're dead." Zabuza, dying, asked Naruto for one favor. "My sword. Give me my sword. I'll take that bastard down before I die." Naruto considered, then nodded. "Sure, you earned it." He tossed the executioner's blade to Zabuza. The missing nine caught it, struggled to his feet, and charged into Gato's army. He killed a dozen men before his wounds finally dropped him. Gato's remaining forces hesitated, seeing what damage a dying man could do. "So," Naruto said, stepping forward, "who wants to go next?" The thugs charged. Naruto sighed. Wrong answer. He didn't use Devil Trigger, didn't use special weapons, just Ebony and Ivory in basic gunslinger mode. He killed every single one of them. 50 men dropped in 30 seconds, each with a bullet through the skull. Perfect accuracy, perfect efficiency, no mercy. When the last body fell, Naruto holstered his pistols and looked at the terrified Gato. "You're the boss, right? The one paying for all this?" Gato tried to run. Naruto teleported in front of him. "I'll pay you," Gato squealed. "Whatever you want. Money, power, anything." "I don't want anything from you except to see what you look like when you realize you're dead." He drew Yamato. Judgment cut end. Multiple dimensional slashes hit Gato from every angle simultaneously. The businessman fell apart in pieces. Naruto sheathed the blade, turned to his stunned teammates and shrugged. "Mission complete. Can we go home now?" "I'm bored again." The Land of Waves celebrated their liberation. Tazuna promised to name the bridge after Team 7. The village threw a party in their honor. Naruto skipped it. He stood at Haku's bedside instead. The kid had survived thanks to Tsunami's medical knowledge and was recovering slowly. Zabuza hadn't been so lucky, dying from his wounds before Kakashi could attempt any medical jutsu. "You're alive," Naruto observed when Haku woke. "You let me live." "Yeah, you were interesting. Would have been a waste to kill you over a C-rank mission that wasn't even my problem." He leaned against the wall. "So what now? Your master's dead. Your purpose is gone. What's a weapon without a wielder?" Haku was silent for a long time. "I don't know. Figure it out. You're strong. Got potential. Wasting that on suicide missions for ungrateful employers is stupid." Naruto pushed off the wall. "If you want advice, find something worth fighting for that isn't a person. People die. Ideals last longer." He left before Haku could respond. Team 7 returned to Konoha the next day. Mission successfully completed and reported as A rank due to the combatants involved. Naruto collected his payment, bought enough ramen to feed a small army, and went back to being bored. The Chunin exams were announced a month later. Finally, Naruto thought. Something interesting. The Chunin exams brought shinobi from multiple villages to Konoha. Naruto couldn't have been more excited if he tried. New people to fight, new techniques to see, maybe someone who will last more than 5 minutes. He grinned at Kakashi. "You're entering us, right?" "I was considering it, but Naruto, these exams are dangerous. People die." "Perfect. I was getting tired of pulling punches anyway." Kakashi sighed but submitted the paperwork. Team 7 was officially entered. The written exam came first. Naruto looked at the questions, realized they were designed to test information gathering rather than actual knowledge. and promptly wrote his answers directly from the proctor's answer sheet using air trick to peek over Ibiki's shoulder. The big-headed Chunin never even noticed. 10th question, Ibiki announced. Choose to stay and risk permanent genin status if you fail, or leave now with your teammates and try again next year. Naruto raised his hand. Yes? This is the dumbest test I've ever seen. The whole thing is theater designed to test courage under pressure, which is fine, but you could have just asked, are you brave enough to risk everything, and saved us an hour. He stood up. I'm staying. Obviously, anyone who'd quit now is too weak to matter anyway. Ibiki actually smiled. Correct. You all pass. The second exam took place in the Forest of Death. Teams had to retrieve scrolls from each other within 5 days. Naruto's team received their scroll and entered the forest. They encountered their first enemy team within an hour. 3 rain genin who ambushed them from the trees. Naruto didn't even draw his weapons. He caught the kunai aimed at his head between 2 fingers, redirected it into the thrower's knee, then appeared behind the second attacker using air trick and knocked him unconscious with a casual backhand. The third rain ninja tried to run. Nope. Naruto fired Ivory, the bullet clipping the runner's leg and dropping him. Nice try though. He collected their scroll, confirmed it was the one they needed, and headed for the tower. That's it? Sakura asked. We're done? Why wouldn't we be? We have both scrolls. The test is over. Naruto pocketed the scrolls. Unless you want to stay in this boring forest for 5 days for no reason. They reached the tower in 3 hours. First team to arrive by 2 full days. The proctors were confused. You're aware you can't proceed until the time limit expires? Yeah, but we can wait here where there's food and bathrooms instead of outside where there's dirt and bugs. Seems like an obvious choice. Naruto spent the next 4 days annoying the other teams as they arrived. He sat in the main hall, feet up, eating ramen and commenting on everyone who showed up. Took you long enough. What did you stop for sightseeing? Nice scratch. Fought a cat? Hey, broody prince, you made it. Congrats on doing the bare minimum. Sasuke glared at him but said nothing, still processing how casually Naruto had demolished every challenge so far. The preliminary rounds were announced. Too many teams passed, so a tournament bracket would narrow the field. Naruto drew a sand genin named Shikaru for his first match. The enemy came at him with puppet strings and poison. Naruto activated Devil Trigger, grabbed the puppet mid-air, and threw it back at its controller hard enough to knock him unconscious. Next, he called to the proctor. His second match was against a sound genin who used sonic attacks. Naruto tanked the sound waves with demon durability, walked through them like they were music, and punched the guy once. The sound ninja didn't get up. This is too easy, Naruto complained. Doesn't anyone here have real power? His third preliminary match paired him against Gaara of the Sand. Now this was interesting. The red-haired Jinchuriki stood across from him, sand already swirling in defensive patterns, eyes devoid of emotion. You're like me, Gaara said. I can smell it, the demon inside you. If you mean the fox, yeah, we're roommates. It's a whole thing. Naruto cracked his knuckles. Difference is, I'm in control. You look like your demon's running the show. Gaara's sand attacked. Naruto dodged using trickster dashes, moving through the assault like it was standing still. The sand couldn't touch him. Fast, Gaara observed. You have no idea. Naruto drew rebellion and charged. The sand formed a shield. His blade cut through it like paper. Gaara's eyes widened. First time anyone had breached his absolute defense so easily. What are you? Stronger than you. That's all that matters. The fight escalated. Gaara's sand transformed into weapons, spears, walls. Naruto destroyed all of it, switching between devil arms to counter each new tactic. Agni and Rudra to burn the sand into glass, Cerberus to freeze it solid, Beowulf to shatter it with pure force. Gaara activated his partial transformation, the Shukaku's power leaking through. Mother wants your blood. Tell Mother she'll have to wait in line. I'm busy. Naruto activated Devil Trigger. The transformation stunned everyone watching. Even the Jonin instructors had never seen anything like it. The fight became one-sided. Gaara's sand couldn't keep up with Naruto's speed. His attacks couldn't pierce the demonic armor. His ultimate defense meant nothing against someone who could teleport through it. Naruto appeared beside Gaara, rebellion at the Jinchuriki's throat. Yield, he suggested. or I end this permanently." Gaara stared at him, seeing something in Naruto's eyes that his own demon recognized. Power, control, absolute superiority. "I yield." The crowd erupted. A Jinchuriki had surrendered. The monster of Sunagakure had admitted defeat. Naruto deactivated Devil Trigger and walked away without looking back. Jackpot. The Hokage called him to the office that evening. "Naruto, that display was reckless. You revealed abilities that what? Make people scared? Good. Fear means respect, which means they leave me alone." Naruto slouched in the chair. "Or did you want me to hide my strength and pretend to be weak? Because that's not happening. I want you to understand that power attracts enemies. Then they can get in line with everyone else who wants to test themselves against me. I'll handle them the same way I handle everyone else." He stood. "Anything else? I've got training to do." Hiruzen studied the boy who changed so drastically from the child he remembered. "What happened to you, Naruto? What changed you?" "I stopped being weak. That's what changed." He headed for the door. "And if you're worried about what I might become, don't be. I'm not interested in destroying the village or taking over or any of that cliche villain stuff. I just want to be left alone to live my life on my terms." "And what are your terms?" "Freedom, power, ramen, in that order." He paused at the door. "Oh, and maybe someone interesting to fight eventually. Everyone so far has been boring." The finals of the Chunin exams were scheduled for 1 month later. Naruto trained by himself mostly, testing new weapon combinations and refining his style switching. Kurama occasionally offered suggestions, the demon fox having grown to respect their arrangement. "You've come far, Kit," Kurama rumbled in his mind. "Stronger than any Jinchuriki I've known." "That's because I don't see you as a burden or a curse. You're a tool, a powerful tool, but still just a tool." Naruto switched from rebellion to Yamato mid-combo. "No offense." "None taken. You're a tool too. My tool. We use each other. It's efficient." The month passed quickly. The finals arrived with visiting dignitaries from every major nation. The Kazekage sat beside the Hokage in the stands. The arena filled with spectators. Naruto's first match was against Neji Hyuga, the genius of the Hyuga clan, who believed in destiny and fate. "You cannot change your fate," Neji declared as they faced each other. "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot of dumb things." Naruto drew Ebony and Ivory. "Fate is just an excuse for people too weak to make their own choices." Neji activated his Byakugan. "I can see your Tenketsu, your chakra points. I will seal them and end this quickly." "Cool eyes. They'll look great when you're lying unconscious." Neji charged with gentle fist techniques, aiming for Naruto's chakra points with precise strikes. Naruto didn't use chakra for his techniques. Every strike Neji landed hit Tenketsu that didn't matter. The Hyuga's confusion grew as Naruto kept moving, kept fighting, completely unaffected by having his chakra system disrupted. "How?" Neji demanded. "I don't run on chakra, genius. I run on something else entirely." Naruto switched to Beowulf. "And you can't seal what you don't understand." One punch sent Neji flying. The Hyuga genius crashed into the arena wall hard enough to crack it. He didn't get up. The crowd was silent. The Hyuga clan members looked horrified. Their genius, their prodigy, had been defeated in one hit. Naruto turned to the crowd and bowed mockingly. Thank you. I'll be here all week." His next match was scheduled against Gaara again in the semifinals. But before it could begin, explosions rocked the stadium. The invasion had started. Sound and Sand Ninja attacked simultaneously, unleashing chaos on the spectators. Genjutsu put most of the crowd to sleep. Summons appeared throughout the village, and the Kazekage revealed himself as Orochimaru, attacking the Hokage with killing intent. Naruto watched it all unfold with detached interest. "Finally," he muttered, "something interesting." He didn't rush to help, didn't immediately engage the invaders. Instead, he walked calmly through the chaos, analyzing the situation. Sound Ninja attacked him. He killed them without slowing down, Ebony and Ivory firing precise shots that dropped each target instantly. Sand Ninja tried to ambush him. He used Air Trick to appear behind them and broke their necks before they could react. A massive snake appeared in the distance, destroying buildings. That looks fun. Naruto used multiple Air Trick teleports to cross the village quickly, appearing on the snake's head in seconds. The summon thrashed, trying to throw him off. He drew Rebellion and drove it into the snake's skull. Stinger, The blade punched through scales and bone, hitting the brain. The snake collapsed mid-rampage, dispersing into smoke. Naruto landed on a rooftop, surveyed the ongoing battle, and made a decision. He activated Double Trigger. The transformation lit up the sky like a beacon. Every ninja in the village saw it. The red energy, the demonic form, the wings spreading wide. "Let's get this party started," Naruto shouted. He became a whirlwind of destruction. Sound ninja died by the dozens as he tore through their ranks with Agni and Rudra, flames and wind combining into devastating attacks. Sand Ninja tried to coordinate against him, but couldn't track his speed. He moved through the battlefield like a demon, which was fitting because that's exactly what he'd become. Kakashi appeared beside him, Sharingan active. "Naruto, we need to. Handle your fights, I'll handle mine." Naruto pointed toward the barrier where Hiruzen was fighting Orochimaru. "The old man might need help. I'm busy." "Busy doing what?" "Killing invaders. It's therapeutic." He vanished in a burst of speed. The battle raged for hours. Naruto killed without mercy, without hesitation, cutting through the invasion force like they were nothing. His Devil Trigger form terrified enemy and ally alike. No one had seen power like this before. When the Sound Four appeared, trying to summon something massive, Naruto intercepted them. "Nope, party's over." He killed two of them before they could react. The third managed to activate a curse seal transformation, growing monstrous. Naruto switched to Gilgamesh, gauntlets and greaves with drill-like properties. Real impact. His punch drilled through the transformed Sound Ninja's chest, the kinetic energy liquefying organs. The body dropped. The fourth Sound Ninja ran. Naruto let him go. Someone needed to tell Orochimaru what happened here. By the time the invasion ended, the village was damaged but standing. Casualties were high among the defending forces, but the invaders had been repelled, and Hiruzen Sarutobi was dead. Naruto stood at the barrier where the Hokage had fought, looking at the old man's body. The third had sealed Orochimaru's arms, preventing the snake from using jutsu, but had died in the process. "Guess that's what happens when you fight someone younger," Naruto observed. "You get old, you get slow, you die. Basic logic." Kakashi approached, looking exhausted. "Show some respect. He was our Hokage." "He was an old man who should have retired years ago. Now he's a dead old man. I'm not going to pretend his sacrifice was noble when it was just inevitable." Naruto walked away. "War's over. I'm going to get ramen." The village mourned. Naruto didn't. He'd never connected with Hiruzen the way canon Naruto had. The old Hokage was just another authority figure, another person who'd failed to protect him when it mattered. His death changed nothing for Naruto, except making village politics more complicated. The search for the fifth Hokage began immediately. Jiraiya of the Sannin arrived in Konoha, was briefed on the situation, and announced he'd find Tsunade to take the position. "I'm going with you," Naruto declared. "This isn't a mission for Genin." "Good thing I'm not a normal Genin then." Naruto gestured to himself. "Demon powers, remember? Super strength? Fought off an invasion basically solo? Any of this ringing a bell?" Jiraiya studied him, noting the weapons, the confident stance, the complete lack of respect for authority. "You're not what I expected." "I get that a lot. So are we leaving, or are you going to keep staring?" They left that afternoon, Jiraiya leading the way toward the last known location of his former teammate. The journey gave them time to talk. Jiraiya tried to learn about Naruto's abilities, his weapons, his transformation. Naruto answered honestly because lying was boring. "The fox and I made a deal when I was 6. It gave me power based on memories from another world. Now I can do things that shouldn't be possible in this world." End of story. That's not how Jinchuriki work. That's not how normal Jinchuriki work. I'm not normal. We've established this. Jiraiya tried to teach him the Rasengan during their travels. Naruto mastered it in 3 hours, then added his own modifications by incorporating Agni's fire element. "Fire Rasengan," he announced, holding the flaming sphere. "Because why have a normal jutsu when you can have a better version? That should have taken weeks to learn." "Should've, didn't. I'm good at learning things." He dispersed the jutsu. "Got anything else to teach, or are we done with school time?" They found Tsunade in a gambling town, drunk and losing money at dice. "Lady Tsunade," Jiraiya greeted Pluck, "the village needs you." "The village can burn for all I care." She didn't look up from her dice. "I'm retired." Naruto walked up to the table, studied her for a moment, then swept all her chips off the table. "Hey, you're coming with us," he stated. "The village needs a Hokage. You're the only option that makes sense. So stop being a selfish drunk and do your job." Tsunade stood, chakra flaring. "You want to repeat that, kid?" "Sure, stop being a selfish drunk and do your job." He punctuated each word clearly. "Or should I use smaller words?" She swung. Chakra-enhanced fist aimed at his head with enough force to crater the ground. Naruto caught it with one hand. Nice punch. Terrible aim, though. He didn't budge, her superhuman strength meeting his demon durability and losing. "Want to try again, or should we skip to the part where you agree to come back?" Tsunade stared at her fist, caught in a genin's grip, unable to break free. "What are you?" "Naruto Uzumaki, demon hunter, part-time genin, full-time badass." He released her fist. "Now are you coming, or do I have to drag you?" Her assistant Shizune tried to intervene. Naruto ignored her. "I'll make you a deal," Tsunade said, recovering her composure. "Beat me in a fight, and I'll consider your request." "Deal." They moved to an open field outside town. Tsunade cracked her knuckles, chakra visible around her fists. "I won't hold back just because you're young." "Good. I hate when people hold back." Naruto drew rebellion. "Makes the fight boring." Tsunade charged, fists drawn back for a devastating strike. Naruto sidestepped, brought rebellion around in a horizontal slash that she barely blocked with chakra-enhanced durability. The impact created a shockwave. "You're strong," she admitted. "You have no idea." He activated Devil Trigger. The transformation shocked Tsunade into hesitation. That hesitation cost her. Naruto appeared behind her using air trick, grabbed her, and threw her into the ground hard enough to create a crater. She struggled to stand, blood running from a cut on her forehead. "Had enough?" Not even close. She formed hand seals. Creation rebirth. Her injuries healed instantly. Chakra flooded her system, enhancing her already superhuman abilities. "Now we're talking." Naruto switched to Beowulf. "Let's see how long you last." They exchanged blows, each hit creating craters and shockwaves. Tsunade's chakra-enhanced strength against Naruto's demon-powered gauntlets. She was good. Decades of combat experience showing in every move, but Naruto was better. He switched styles mid-combat, going from swordmaster to gunslinger in an instant. Ebony and Ivory appeared in his hands, firing at point-blank range. Tsunade dodged most of the shots, but two hit her shoulders, spinning her around. Two-some time. He fired both guns while spinning, bullets tracking her movements. She couldn't dodge them all. Each hit wore her down, damage accumulating faster than her healing could keep up. "You're outmatched," Naruto observed, holstering the guns. "Give up now, and we can skip the part where I have to knock you unconscious." Tsunade charged one more time, putting everything into a single punch aimed at his chest. Naruto caught it with royal guard, absorbing the kinetic energy. Then he released it all at once, the stored power exploding outward in a shockwave that sent Tsunade flying backward. She crashed into a boulder hard enough to shatter it. This time, she didn't get up. Naruto deactivated Devil Trigger and walked over to her. "Still think you can refuse?" Tsunade coughed, struggling to speak. "You fight like a demon." "Close enough. So we have a deal? You come back and be Hokage. I don't have to drag you back tied up and unconscious?" She laughed despite the pain. "You remind me of him, my little brother. He had that same stubborn determination." "Great. Sentimental moment. Very touching. Can we go now? This place is boring." Tsunade agreed to return to Konoha. The trip back took several days, during which she tried to learn more about Naruto's abilities. He mostly dodged her questions with sarcasm. "You should be nicer to the future Hokage," she commented. "You should be better at gambling. We all have our weaknesses." They encountered Orochimaru's forces on the road. The snake Sanin wanted Tsunade's healing abilities to fix his sealed arms. Naruto killed the escort before they could finish their introduction. "Message delivered," he announced, standing over the bodies. "You can go tell your boss that Tsunade's off limits." Kabuto appeared, adjusting his glasses. "You killed my allies." "Obviously. You were there. You saw it happen. Do you need me to explain basic cause and effect?" Kabuto attacked with chakra scalpels. Naruto dodged casually, then grabbed the medical ninja's wrist and twisted. Bones snapped. Medical jutsu won't save you from getting killed. Remember that. He threw Kabuto into a tree hard enough to crack the trunk. The medical ninja slumped, unconscious. Orochimaru himself appeared moments later, arms hanging useless at his sides. Naruto Uzumaki, the snake hissed. Interesting. Very interesting. That power you displayed during the invasion, I'd love to study it. Study this. Naruto flipped him off. You want to fight? Let's go. Otherwise, slither away before I make boots out of you. Orochimaru smiled. Another time, perhaps, when my arms are healed. He vanished with Kabuto retreating. That was reckless, Tsunade said. He's one of the Sannin, and I'm the guy who just scared him off. What's your point? They returned to Konoha without further incident. Tsunade accepted the position of 5th Hokage. The village celebrated having leadership again. Naruto spent the celebration eating ramen and ignoring everyone who tried to thank him for his service during the invasion. I didn't do it for thanks. I did it because fighting is fun. Don't make it weird. The months following Tsunade's installation as Hokage were relatively peaceful. Naruto took missions when they interested him, declined them when they didn't, and spent most of his time training. Kurama unlocked new weapons periodically. Pandora appeared, a briefcase that transformed into dozens of different weapons. Lucifer followed, a demonic weapon that created explosive swords. Cavalier came next, motorcycle-themed weapons that enhanced mobility. Each edition made Naruto stronger, more versatile, more unstoppable. He sparred with Kakashi occasionally. The copy ninja couldn't keep up anymore, even with the Sharingan. You've surpassed me, Kakashi admitted after one particularly brutal session. I surpassed you months ago, you're just now noticing. Naruto sheathed rebellion. Not your fault. You're human. I'm not. Different weight classes. What are you then? If not human, something better, something this world's never seen before. He headed toward Ichiraku. Also hungry, see you later. The peaceful period ended when word came of Akatsuki, a criminal organization targeting Jinchuriki. Naruto's response, let them come, I could use the entertainment. 2 Akatsuki members appeared in Konoha a week later. Itachi Uchiha and Kisame Hoshigaki. They found Naruto at the ramen stand. Naruto Uzumaki, Itachi said quietly. We're here for the 9 tails. Naruto slurped his noodles, not bothering to look at them. I'm eating. Come back later. This isn't a request. Then it's a terrible attempt at intimidation. Either way, I don't care. He finally turned, studying the two. Uchiha and Fishface. Interesting combo. Who picked your outfits? You look like you're going to a funeral. Kasame grinned, showing shark teeth. He's got spirit. This'll be fun. Oh, good. Someone with personality. I was worried you'd both be boring. Naruto stood, leaving payment on the counter. All right, let's dance. But if you waste my time, I'm killing you both. Fair warning. They moved to a more open area. Kasame attacked first, swinging Samahata with brutal force. Naruto blocked with rebellion, the 2 massive blades clashing. Samahata tried to absorb his chakra and recoiled, unable to process the demonic energy. Your sword's confused, Naruto observed. Probably because I don't run on normal chakra. Sucks for you. He pushed Kasame back, then activated Devil Trigger. The transformation stunned both of the Akatsuki members. They'd faced Jinchuriki before, but never anything like this. What is that? Kasame breathed. My trump card and your funeral. Naruto switched to Gilgamesh. Real impact. His fist connected with Kasame's chest. The force sent the shark ninja flying through 3 buildings before he crashed in the street beyond. Itachi activated Mangekyo Sharingan, attempting Tsukuyomi. The Genjutsu failed. Naruto's mind was too alien, too merged with Kurama's consciousness. The demon fox simply ate the Genjutsu before it could take effect. Nice try. Your illusions don't work on me. Naruto appeared behind Itachi using air trick. Any other tricks? Itachi used Amaterasu? Black flames erupting toward Naruto. The blonde teleported out of the way, the flames hitting empty air. Fire doesn't hurt me. I've got a sword made of fire. See? He summoned Agni. We're friends. The battle continued for several minutes. Naruto toying with both Akatsuki members. While they threw everything they had at him, nothing worked. Kisame's water jutsu was evaporated. Itachi's Susanoo was shattered with a single punch from real impact. Their coordination meant nothing against someone who could teleport through their attacks. Finally, bleeding and exhausted, they retreated. This isn't over, Itachi warned. Yeah, it is. You lost. Run home and tell your boss that the 9 tails Jinchuriki isn't available for kidnapping. He can get in line with everyone else who wants to try. The Akatsuki members vanished. Naruto deactivated Devil Trigger and returned to his interrupted ramen. Where was I? Oh right, the pork. Kakashi found him an hour later. You fought 2 Akatsuki members? Fought is a strong word. I beat them up while they desperately tried to land a hit. More accurate. This is serious, Naruto. They'll come back with more members. Good. I need the training. He finished his bowl. Stop worrying. I can handle it. You can't take on the entire Akatsuki organization alone. Watch me. The months that followed proved Naruto right. Akatsuki members appeared periodically, always targeting him, always failing. Deidara tried bombing him from the air. Naruto shot him down with Artemis and left him buried in rubble. Sasori sent puppet armies. Naruto burned them all with Agni and Rudra. He then tried to curse him with his ritual. Naruto cut him to pieces with Yamato before the ritual could finish, then scattered the pieces across different countries. Each encounter ended the same way, the Akatsuki member retreating or dying, Naruto remaining untouched. The organization learned to avoid Konoha. Too much trouble, Pain reportedly said. We'll target the other Jinchuriki first. Naruto didn't care. Their fear of him was satisfying enough. The years passed. Naruto grew stronger, unlocked more weapons, mastered more techniques. Kurama's power merged more completely with his own, until it was impossible to tell where the demon ended and the human began. He completed missions when ordered, ignored protocol constantly, and became known throughout the shinobi world as someone to avoid at all costs. The demon of Konoha, they called him. The White Devil, others said, referencing his devil trigger form. The one-man army was popular in the bingo books. Naruto's bounty climbed higher than any active shinobi except the Kage themselves. And he didn't care. He lived on his terms, fought on his terms, and answered to no one. The retrieval mission for Sasuke came during his 15th year. The Uchiha had defected, seduced by Orochimaru's promises of power. The village ordered Team 7 to bring him back. Naruto's response was blunt. Why? He wants to leave. Let him leave. One less brooding idiot cluttering up the village. He's your teammate, Sakura pleaded. He's a liability who cares more about revenge than anything practical. Good riddance. Naruto, please, he sighed. Fine. I'll go drag him back. But I'm doing it my way, which means if he resists, I'm breaking bones until he stops. That acceptable? Tsunade approved the mission parameters. Naruto set out alone. Ignoring the backup team she tried to assign, he caught up to Sasuke and the Sound Four within hours. The Sound Ninja tried to stop him. Naruto killed them in less than a minute. 1 bullet each, perfect accuracy, no mercy. Sasuke activated his curse seal, transformed into a monstrous form. I won't go back, he shouted. Don't care. You're coming back whether you want to or not. Naruto drew Yamato. Last chance, walk back on your feet or I carry you back unconscious. Your choice. Sasuke attacked with Chidori, lightning crackling around his hand. Naruto caught the attack with Royal Guard, absorbed the energy, then released it back at Sasuke with double the force. The Uchiha flew backward, curse seal receding from the shock. Weak, Naruto observed. You think that transformation makes you special? I've had transformations since I was 6. You're decades behind. He activated Devil Trigger. Sasuke stared in horror at the demonic form, realizing exactly how outmatched he was. This is what real power looks like. Not curse seals given by pedophile snake men, not Sharingan eyes you were born with. Power you earned through sacrifice and will. Naruto grabbed Sasuke by the throat, lifting him off the ground. You want power? Stay in Konoha and train like everyone else. Or run to Orochimaru and become his puppet. Your choice. He threw Sasuke toward Konoha with enough force to send him flying hundreds of feet. Decision made. You're going home. The retrieval mission was successful. Sasuke returned to Konoha, thoroughly traumatized and convinced that leaving was the worst decision he'd ever made. Naruto collected his payment and went back to his routine. Time moved forward. The Chunin exams came and went. Naruto was promoted to Chunin, then Jonin within a year based purely on his combat record. He declined every leadership position offered. Team leader? Pass. Squad commander? Not interested. Special operations? Boring. He took solo missions exclusively, completed them with brutal efficiency, and spent his downtime mastering new techniques. Kurama unlocked the final weapons over the following months. King Cerberus, an evolved version of the ice staff with lightning and fire properties. Balrog. demonic armor that covered his entire body and multiplied his strength tenfold. Dr. Faust, a hat that turned blood into power. The more damage he dealt, the stronger he became. And finally, the ultimate weapon, Devil's Sword Dante. The blade manifested during a training session, Kurama's full power merging with Naruto's will to create something unique. A sword that embodied everything Naruto was: demon, human, hunter, shinobi. This is it, Kurama rumbled. The peak of what we can achieve together. Use it well. Naruto held the blade, felt its weight, its power, its purpose. Now this, he said with satisfaction, is what I'm talking about. The years before Shippuden ended with Naruto standing at the peak of Konoha's shinobi forces. Stronger than any jonin, faster than any Anbu, more powerful than some Kage. He was 18 years old and already a legend, and he was bored. Is this it? He asked Kurama one night. Is this all the world has to offer? Easy missions, weak opponents, boring politics? There are still challenges out there, the demon assured him. The Akatsuki, the hidden threats, the mysteries this world hasn't revealed yet. Then they better show up soon, because if I don't get a real fight eventually, I'm going to lose my mind. The demon laughed. Patience, kid. War is coming. I can smell it. And when it arrives, you'll have all the fighting you could want. Finally, something to look forward to. Naruto stood on the Hokage monument that night, looking over the village. The moon was full, casting silver light across the rooftops. He thought about the child he'd been, weak, desperate, hated. That person was dead, gone, erased by the transformation that had saved his life. In his place stood someone new, someone powerful, someone who'd never beg for acceptance again because he didn't need it. This party's getting crazy, he muttered, echoing Dante's words from a life he'd never lived but somehow remembered perfectly. He drew rebellion, held it up to catch the moonlight. Let's rock. The wind shifted across the monument, carrying the scent of the village below. Ramen, smoke from cooking fires, the faint metallic tang of weapons being forged. Naruto lowered rebellion, the massive blade catching starlight as he rested it against his shoulder. Time to get back to reality, he muttered, preparing to teleport down to street level. A presence materialized behind him. Fast, controlled, familiar. You've grown stronger, Jiraiya said, standing on the Hokage monument with his arms crossed. I can feel it from here. Whatever you and the fox have been doing, it's working. Pervy Sage, what brings you out here? Ran out of research material? Naruto didn't turn around, still looking over the village. Prophecy brought me here. The great Toad Sage had another vision. Jiraiya's tone was uncharacteristically serious. War is coming, Naruto, not the small skirmishes we've been having. Real war, the kind that reshapes the world. Finally, Naruto grinned, turning to face his former traveling companion. I was wondering when things would get interesting again. What's the timeline? Months, maybe weeks. The Akatsuki are moving faster than we anticipated. They've captured several Jinchuriki already. Jiraiya studied Naruto's expression, looking for fear or concern. He found neither. This doesn't worry you? Why would it? I beat 2 of their members without breaking a sweat. Let them come after me. I'll send them back in pieces. He twirled rebellion casually. Actually, scratch that. I won't send them back at all. Dead men don't deliver messages. This isn't a joke. These are S-rank criminals, who I've already proven I can kill, repeatedly. Naruto's eyes gleamed red for a moment, Kurama's presence surfacing briefly. The fox and I have been preparing for this. We're ready, more than ready. Jiraiya sighed. I know you're powerful, kid. Probably the strongest shinobi in the village at this point. But even you can't fight an army alone. Watch me. That's what I'm afraid of. The Sanin moved closer, his expression softening slightly. You've changed so much from the boy I knew. Sometimes I wonder if you're still in there. That boy was weak. He's dead. I'm what came after. Something better. Something this world's never seen. Naruto sheathed rebellion across his back. And before you get all sentimental, yeah, I'm still me. Still love ramen. Still think you're a pervert. Still don't give a damn about most people's opinions. I just stopped pretending to be something I'm not. And what are you? A demon hunter in a ninja world. A weapon with style. The guy who's going to end this war before it really starts. He cracked his knuckles. Now you came here to warn me about prophecy and war. Message received. Anything else, or can I get back to my evening? Jiraiya pulled out a small scroll. Intelligence reports, Akatsuki locations, movement patterns, known abilities. Tsunade wanted you to have it. Naruto took the scroll, glanced at it briefly, then tossed it over his shoulder. It tumbled down the monument toward the village below. Don't need it. When they come, I'll handle them my way, with overwhelming firepower and style. He stretched, joints popping. Tell the old lady I appreciate the thought, but I work better without a script. You're impossible. I'm efficient. There's a difference. Naruto started walking along the monument's edge, balance perfect despite the deadly drop. War's coming? Good, I'll end it. Akatsuki wants the Nine Tails, they can try to take it. Enemies want to test themselves against me, I'll give them a fight they'll regret for the rest of their very short lives. He stopped at the edge of the fourth Hokage's carved face, looking down at the village his father had died protecting. You know what's funny? Naruto asked without turning. Canon Naruto would have been worried right now, scared about protecting everyone, trying to find a way to save his enemies. That version of me died in an alley when I was 6. He glanced back at Jiraiya. This version? I'm looking forward to the war. It's the first real challenge I've had in years. Jiraiya was silent for a long moment. I hope you're right, kid, because if you're wrong, a lot of people are going to die. Then it's a good thing I'm never wrong about fights. Naruto grinned, that cocky Dante smile spreading across his face. Now if you'll excuse me, I have ramen waiting and a reputation to maintain. Can't have people thinking I spend all my time brooding on monuments like a certain Uchiha. He stepped off the edge, falling toward the village below. Jiraiya rushed to the edge, watching, then relaxed as Naruto's black wings materialized mid-fall, catching the air and gliding him smoothly toward Ichiraku Ramen. Show off, Jiraiya muttered, but there was fondness in his voice. The war Jiraiya predicted came faster than expected. 2 weeks later, Naruto was finishing his 7th bowl of ramen when the alarm sounded, 3 short bursts followed by 1 long, enemy contact, multiple hostiles, all shinobi to defensive positions. Finally, Naruto said, placing his payment on the counter. Tochi, keep my seat warm. This won't take long. The old ramen chef had stopped questioning Naruto's confidence years ago. Be careful out there. Careful is boring. Naruto teleported to the village gates using air trick, appearing in a burst of red energy that startled the defending Chunin. The enemy force was already visible in the distance, dozens of shinobi wearing various village headbands, all marked as missing nin. Leading them was someone Naruto recognized from the bingo books, Kakuzu, the immortal bounty hunter with 5 hearts and a talent for killing anyone who annoyed him. Naruto Uzumaki, Kakuzu's voice carried across the distance. 75 million Ryo bounty. Dead or alive. I prefer dead, less paperwork. Kakuzu, the guy who collects hearts like action figures. How's that working out for you? Naruto drew Ebony and Ivory, twirling the pistols casually. Because from where I'm standing, you're about to lose all 5 of them. The missing Nin army charged. 40, maybe 50 fighters, all at least Chunin level, rushing toward Konoha's gates with killing intent. Naruto didn't move, didn't activate Devil Trigger, didn't even switch to a melee weapon, he just started firing, gunslinger style. Both pistols blazing, chakra bullets tracking multiple targets simultaneously, each shot perfectly aimed, heads, hearts, throats. No wasted ammunition, no missed shots, bodies dropped like puppets with cut strings. Two-some time, Naruto spun in place, both guns firing in a circular pattern that created a literal wall of bullets. The charging army ran into it and died. 20 fighters gone in 3 seconds. The survivors hesitated, seeing their comrades fall so easily. What's wrong? Naruto called out, still spinning and firing. I thought you came here to collect a bounty. Come collect it. Kakuzu's threads shot out from his body, multiple tendrils aimed at Naruto from different angles. The immortal moved fast, trying to close the distance, while his threads created a cage of approaching death. Naruto holstered Ivory, grabbed Ebony with both hands, and fired straight down while jumping. Rainstorm! He flipped upside down in midair, the recoil from rapid firing keeping him aloft while bullets rained down on the battlefield. The threads were shredded. 3 more missing 9 died. Kakuzu's earth element mask shattered from a direct hit. Naruto landed smoothly, switching weapons in a flash of red light. Rebellion appeared in his hands. 4 hearts left. Let's make this interesting. He charged, blade raised. High time! The upward slash caught Kakuzu in the chest, launching him skyward. Naruto followed with air trick, teleporting above the immortal, and brought Rebellion down in a devastating overhead strike. Helm Breaker! The blade slammed Kakuzu into the ground, creating a crater. The bounty hunter's fire mask emerged, shooting flames. Naruto spun Rebellion in front of him, the massive blade deflecting the fire harmlessly. Round trip! He threw Rebellion like a guided missile. The sword spun through the air, cutting through the fire mask and destroying it before returning to Naruto's hand. 3 hearts remaining. Kakuzu's threads reformed, pulling his body back together as his lightning and wind masks emerged. The combination attack came fast, lightning-enhanced wind blades sharp enough to cut through steel. Naruto switched styles. Royal Guard. The attack hit his raised gauntlet and was absorbed completely, kinetic energy stored for later release. Nice try. My turn. He released the stored energy. Release! The explosion of returned force destroyed both masks simultaneously, the lightning and wind elements turning against their creator. Kakuzu staggered, only his primary heart remaining. Impossible, the immortal wheezed. I've survived for 91 years, fought the first Hokage, killed hundreds, and now you die to a 19-year-old with better weapons and 0 patience for long-winded villain speeches. Naruto drew Yamato from thin air, the katana humming with dimensional cutting energy. Judgment cut. The air itself split. Kakuzu didn't even see the attack. One moment he was standing, the next his body was falling in pieces, his final heart bisected cleanly. The remaining missing nin broke and ran. Naruto let them go. They'd spread the word. Attacking Konoha meant facing the White Devil. Mission complete, he announced to the stunned gate guards. You can stop gaping now. It's undignified. He walked past them, heading back toward the village center. Behind him, Kakuzu's body crumbled to ash, and the other corpses began the slow process of being collected for intelligence purposes. Naruto made it 3 steps before the second alarm sounded. Now what? This time, the threat came from inside the village. Explosions rocked the western district. Screams echoed through the streets. And above it all, a familiar mad laugh Deidara. The explosion-obsessed Akatsuki artist. Naruto sighed, changed direction, and started running. No teleportation this time. He wanted to see the damage as he approached, assess the situation. What he found was chaos. Buildings collapsed, fires spreading, civilians running in panic. And in the center of it all, Deidara riding his clay bird, dropping explosive sculptures on anything that moved. Art is an explosion, yeah! The bomber shouted, clearly enjoying himself. Art is boring when you've seen it 50 times, Naruto called back, drawing Artemis from his arsenal, the demonic gun that fired massive energy blasts. Let me show you real art. He aimed skyward and fired. The energy blast was the size of a car, purple and crackling with destructive power. It hit Deidara's clay bird dead center, obliterating it instantly. The Akatsuki member fell, activating his clay substitution at the last second to avoid death. You're the Jinchuriki, yeah. Deidara landed in a crouch, hands already forming more clay explosives. Perfect! I've been wanting to test my art against the Ninetales. Test failed. You die now. Naruto switched to Cavaliere, the motorcycle-themed devil arm appearing in pieces around his arms and legs. Let's ride! He revved the spectral motorcycle's engine, then charged. The wheels tore up the street as he accelerated, heading straight for Deidara at absurd speed. The bomber threw a dozen clay birds. They exploded on impact with Naruto's demonic armor and did nothing. Impossible, yeah. Those were C3 level explosives. And I'm way above C anything level. Try to keep up. Naruto leaped off the motorcycle, letting it crash into Deidara while he transitioned to Beowulf midair. The gauntlets and greaves appeared in flashes of light. Real impact. His fist connected with Deidara's chest before the bomber could dodge. Light energy exploded outward, the shockwave visible as ripples in the air. Deidara flew backward through 3 buildings, each impact breaking bones. Naruto landed and walked casually toward where the Akatsuki member had crashed. You know what your problem is? You rely too much on one trick. Explosions. That's it. That's your whole deal. He found Deidara in the rubble, barely conscious. I've got weapons, styles, techniques, transformations. You've got clay that goes boom. It's not even a fair fight. Deidara coughed blood, reaching for his clay pouch with shaking hands. I still have my ultimate art, yeah. The suicide bomb? The one where you turn yourself into a massive explosion? Naruto grabbed Deidara's wrist before he could reach the mouth on his chest. Yeah, I know about that. Read the intelligence reports I pretended to ignore. Nice try, but no. He activated Devil Trigger. The transformation was instant. White hair, red armor, black wings spreading wide and blocking out the sun. Power surged through him, multiplying his already overwhelming strength. Here's the thing about ultimate techniques, Naruto said, his voice deeper and more resonant in this form. They only work if your opponent gives you time to use them. He grabbed Deidara by the throat, lifted him off the ground, and flew straight up. Higher and higher, until Konoha was a distant collection of buildings below. This high up, if you explode, you won't hurt anyone but yourself, Naruto explained. So go ahead, use your ultimate art, show me what you've got. Deidara, knowing he was dead anyway, did exactly that. His body began to expand, clay mouths appearing all over his skin as he prepared to become a massive explosion. Naruto threw him higher, used air trick to teleport away, and watched from a safe distance as Deidara detonated. The explosion was enormous, easily visible from every part of Konoha, a miniature sun blooming in the sky. The shockwave rattled windows throughout the village. When it cleared, there was nothing left of Deidara, not even ash. Naruto deactivated Devil Trigger and descended slowly, wings carrying him on thermal currents. He landed in the damaged Western District, where Anbu were already organizing rescue operations. Threat neutralized, he reported to the first Anbu captain he saw. Deidara's dead. Kakuzu's dead. Any other Akatsuki members decide to visit today, or can I finally finish my ramen? The Anbu captain, recognizing Naruto's voice despite never having seen his Devil Trigger form before, simply pointed toward the east. Hidan is attacking the market district. Tsunade-sama requests your assistance. Requests? That's cute. Naruto started walking east. Tell her I'll handle it, but she owes me free ramen for a month, hazard pay. He found Hidan surrounded by Anbu corpses, his scythe dripping blood as he stood in the center of his ritual circle. The Jashin worshipper had already activated his curse technique, his skin black with white skeletal markings. Another sacrifice for Jashin-sama. Hidan laughed maniacally. This village is perfect. So many people to kill. Yeah, about that. Naruto walked into view, Yamato drawn and resting on his shoulder. I'm afraid your religion is about to lose a follower. Permanently. Hidan's eyes widened in recognition. You, the Jinchuriki who cut me to pieces last time? I've been waiting for this rematch. Rematch implies the first fight was close. It wasn't. Naruto examined his fingernails casually. But sure, let's call it a rematch. Makes you feel better before you die. Hidan charged with his scythe raised. Naruto sidestepped, brought Yamato around in a horizontal slash, and cut the Jashinist in half at the waist. Too easy. He sheathed the blade. Your curse technique requires you to be in the circle, right? And requires you to be able to move and perform the ritual? Kind of hard to do when you're in pieces. Hidan's upper body crawled toward his circle, dragging himself with his arms. I'm immortal. You can't kill me. Can't kill you permanently, maybe, but I can make you wish you were dead. Naruto drew Agni and Rudra, the twin swords appearing in flames and wind. Let me demonstrate. He used the swords to cut Hidan into smaller and smaller pieces, each slash precise and controlled. Arms, legs, hands, feet, all separated cleanly. Finally, only Hidan's head remained intact, screaming curses. Impressive lung capacity, Naruto observed. Most people can't scream that loud without a diaphragm. He created dozens of small portals using Yamato's dimensional cutting ability. Each piece of Hidan went into a different portal, scattered across different locations in the elemental nations. Head goes to the land of iron, Naruto decided, kicking Hidan's skull through the final portal. Cold up there. You'll have plenty of time to think about your life choices. Forever. The portals closed. Hidan was gone, trapped in immortal stasis, unable to die but unable to reform. Naruto looked around at the Anbu who'd been watching the entire fight with varying expressions of horror and awe. 3 Akatsuki members in one day. New personal record. He holstered his swords. Someone want to tell Tsunade that the invasion's over and I'm billing the village for emotional damages? All this fighting is cutting into my ramen time. The attacks continued over the following weeks, but the pattern became clear. Akatsuki was throwing members at Naruto to test his capabilities, assess his threat level, and hopefully wear him down. It wasn't working. Sasori came with his 100-puppet army. Naruto burned them all with Agni and Rudra, then crushed the puppet master's core with a casual stomp. Pups are just fancy action figures. Grow up. Kisame returned for a rematch, this time bringing Samahata and full knowledge of Naruto's abilities. The fight lasted 3 minutes. Naruto used King Cerberus to freeze the water shark, then shattered him with Beowulf. Fish are friends, not fighters. Or in your case, not anything anymore. 2 Akatsuki members he didn't recognize, probably recruits after he'd killed half the original roster, tried a sneak attack while he was shopping. He killed them both with Ebony and Ivory without putting down his groceries. Amateur hour. Send better assassins next time. Oh wait, you can't because you're dead. Each victory spread his reputation further. The bingo books updated his bounty to 150 million ryo. Villages began avoiding Konoha entirely, not wanting to risk encountering the White Devil. Missing Nin fled at the mere mention of his name, and through it all, Naruto remained casually unbothered. He completed missions when assigned, usually finishing them in a fraction of the expected time. He trained daily, pushing his limits and exploring new weapon combinations. He ate at Ichiraku so often that Tucci started preparing his order the moment he sensed Naruto approaching. Life was good. Simple. Exactly what he wanted. Then pain attacked. The assault began at dawn. 6 bodies appeared at various points around Konoha's perimeter, all sharing the same Rinnegan eyes, all moving with coordinated precision. The Deva Path stood at the main gate and spoke with a voice that carried across the entire village. Where is Naruto Uzumaki? Present him to us, or this village will be destroyed. Naruto was having breakfast when he heard the announcement. He finished his rice, drained his tea, and walked outside. I'm right here, he called out, using chakra to amplify his voice. No need to shout. Also, destroying the village is a terrible negotiation tactic. Shows your hand too early. Amateur mistake. All 6 paths converged on his location within seconds. Moving with supernatural speed, the Asura path fired missiles from its mechanical body. The animal path summoned a massive centipede. The human path reached for Naruto's soul. The Preta path prepared to absorb his chakra. The Naraka path stood ready to judge him, and the Deva path raised a hand toward the sky. Shinra Tensei. The repulsive force hit Naruto like a physical wall, pushing everything away from the Deva path in a massive radius. Buildings crumbled, streets cracked, trees were uprooted. Naruto didn't move. He stood in the center of the destruction, Royal Guard active, absorbing the force instead of being pushed back. That's some impressive power, he acknowledged. Shame it won't help. He released the stored energy all at once, creating an explosion that sent all 6 paths flying backward. Before they could recover, Naruto activated Double Trigger and moved trickster style. Pure speed and evasion. He appeared behind the Asura path, grabbed its mechanical arm, and tore it off. Used the arm to bludgeon the animal path before it could summon reinforcements, teleported to the human path, and punched it so hard the body cratered into the ground. The Preta path tried to absorb his demonic energy. Kurama's power flooded into it, too much and too alien for the technique to process. The body convulsed, circuits frying from the overload. Your absorption technique assumes normal chakra, Naruto explained, crushing the Preta path's skull. I don't use normal anything. 3 paths remaining. The Naraka path summoned its judgment monster, the King of Hell. Naruto looked at it unimpressed. Ugly and big. 2 things that won't save you. He drew Devil Sword Dante, the ultimate blade humming with combined demonic and human power. Judgment cut end. Reality itself split in dozens of places simultaneously, dimensional slashes appearing from every angle. The King of Hell was cut to pieces before it could even close its mouth. The Naraka path fell with it. 2 paths left. The Deva path used Shinra Tensei again, this time with more power, creating a massive repulsive sphere. Naruto teleported out of range, reappeared behind it, and grabbed its head. Interesting technique. Gravitational manipulation, if I'm reading it right. Useful for crowd control. He slammed the Deva path face first into the street. Useless against someone who can teleport. The final path, one he damaged earlier, tried to crawl away. Naruto stepped on its back, preventing escape. Now, here's what's going to happen. Naruto said, his voice calm despite standing in transformed demonic glory. You're gonna tell me where your real body is hiding? The controller. The one actually pulling the strings. Because these are just corpses with chakra receivers, right? Paths. Not the real pain. The Deva path tried to activate Shinra Tensei again. Naruto stomped on its head, cutting off the technique. Wrong answer. Let me rephrase. Tell me where the real you is hiding, or I'll hunt down every single person in this village who might know and torture the information out of them. Your choice. Silence. The path didn't respond. Hard way it is. Naruto switched to Balrog, demonic armor covering his entire body and multiplying his strength even further. He began systematically destroying each path's body, ensuring they couldn't be repaired or reused. I'll find you eventually. Might take days, might take weeks, but I'll find you. And when I do, I'm going to make an example out of you that'll make every would-be god think twice before attacking my village. He crushed the final path's head beneath his heel, then deactivated Double Trigger. The transformation faded, leaving him standing in regular clothes amid the devastation. Tsunade arrived with backup Anbu, taking in the destruction and the destroyed paths. 6 opponents simultaneously? She asked, already knowing the answer. 6 puppets controlled remotely. The real threat is still out there. Naruto cracked his neck. I'm going hunting. Prepare the village for my absence. Naruto, wait. We should strategize, gather intelligence. Already got all the intelligence I need. The Rinnegan user controlling these bodies is somewhere nearby, probably within a few miles given the chakra control required. I'll search in expanding circles until I find them. He started walking toward the village gates. Should take a few hours at most. And if there are more enemies, more paths, then I'll kill them too. Same as always. He glanced back. Unless you'd rather handle this yourself, Tsunade sighed. Be careful. Careful is boring. I'll be efficient instead. Naruto found the real pain 3 hours later in a tower hidden in the mountains north of Konoha. The building was defended by paper constructs, all controlled by a blue-haired woman with an origami motif, Konan, Pain's partner and confidant. She didn't waste words, simply attacked. Thousands of paper sheets formed into spears, all aimed at Naruto from different angles. He drew Pandora, the briefcase that transformed into weapons. For this fight, he selected the missile launcher configuration. PF-398, Revenge! Missiles launched from Pandora's transformed state, each one tracking a different cluster of paper spears and detonating on impact. The explosion shredded Konan's constructs, forcing her to reform them rapidly. You're wasting time, Naruto called out, switching Pandora to its Gatling gun form. I'm not here for you. Point me toward Pain and you get to live. Simple deal. Nagato is upstairs, Konan responded, her voice emotionless. But you'll never reach him. I'll die before I let you harm him. That can be arranged. Naruto opened fire, the Gatling gun spewing hundreds of energy bullets per second. The barrage tore through Konan's paper defenses, forcing her into pure evasion. But it doesn't have to be. Stand down. I don't care about you. I just want the guy who tried to destroy my village. He wanted to bring peace through pain, to make the world understand suffering so they'd stop creating it. That's the dumbest philosophy I've ever heard, and I've heard a lot of dumb philosophies. Naruto switched Pandora to laser configuration and swept the beam across the room, cutting paper constructs and walls alike. Peace doesn't come from pain. It comes from being strong enough that nobody wants to fight you. That's it. That's the whole secret. Konan tried a different tactic, turning her entire body into paper and dispersing through the air to surround Naruto from all directions. The papers formed into a sphere, trapping him inside what should have been an inescapable prison. Paper coffin technique. You're trapped. Give up. Creative. I'll give you that. Naruto activated just enough Double Trigger to sprout his wings, then flapped them once with full force. The resulting windstorm shredded every piece of paper in the room. Konan reformed in the corner, bleeding from dozens of cuts, her technique broken. Last chance, Naruto offered, returning to normal form. Stand down or die. I've got no problem with either option. She chose to stand down, slumping against the wall in defeat. Top floor. He's waiting for you. Naruto walked past her without a second glance, heading for the stairs. He found Nagato 3 flights up, sitting in a mechanical chair surrounded by chakra receivers. The man was emaciated, clearly suffering from using the Rinnegan beyond his body's capabilities. Naruto Uzumaki, Nagato said, his voice weak but determined. You're stronger than the intelligence suggested. Stronger than should be possible for a Jinchuriki. That's because I'm not just a Jinchuriki. I'm something this world's never seen before. A demon hunter with ninja powers, or a ninja with demon powers, depending on how you look at it. Naruto studied the setup, noting the chakra pathways and the obvious weaknesses. Now, you tried to destroy my village? Give me one good reason I shouldn't kill you right now. Because I can offer you something better than revenge. Information. Purpose. Nagato's Rinnegan eyes met Naruto's. I know who's really behind Akatsuki. The one pulling my strings just as I pulled the paths, Toby. The man who calls himself Madara Uchiha. The ghost in the mask. Yeah, I've heard of him. What about him? He plans to cast the entire world into an illusion. The infinite Tsukuyomi, a genjutsu that will trap everyone in false dreams while he controls reality. Nagato coughed, blood speckling his lips. I was a fool to trust him, to believe his lies about peace. But you're strong enough to stop him. Strong enough to end this without becoming a monster yourself. Naruto considered this, weighing the information against his desire to just kill Nagato and be done with it. What's in it for you? Why tell me this? Trying to earn redemption before you die? Trying to ensure my death means something, that the cycle of pain I've perpetuated ends with me rather than continuing. Nagato reached for something beside his chair, a scroll. This contains everything I know about Toby, his abilities, his plans, his weaknesses. Take it, use it. Stop him before he destroys everything. Naruto took the scroll, opened it, scanned the contents quickly. It was detailed, useful, more than he'd expected. All right, you've bought yourself a quick death instead of a slow one. Congratulations, he drew Yamato. Any last words? Tell Konan, tell her I'm sorry for everything. Tell her yourself in whatever afterlife you believe in. Naruto's blade flashed, judgment cut. The dimensional slash was clean, painless, instant. Nagato's body fell forward, dead before it hit the ground. Naruto sheathed Yamato, tucked the scroll into his coat, and headed back downstairs. He found Konan still sitting where he'd left her. He's dead, Naruto reported. Quick and painless. He gave me information about the real enemy before he went. Said to tell you he's sorry, but honestly, that's kind of a cop-out. Dead guy apologizes are the worst kind. Can't hold them accountable if they're not around to face consequences. Konan didn't respond, just stared at the wall with empty eyes. You gonna be a problem? Naruto asked. Because if you are, I can kill you too. If not, you're free to go. I don't care. I have nothing left, she whispered. No purpose, no leader, no reason to fight. Then find a new reason, or don't. Either way, stay out of my business and we're good. He headed for the exit, pausing at the door. Oh, and Konan? If you do find a new purpose and it involves attacking Konoha again, I'll kill you. No hesitation, no mercy, no dramatic final conversations, just death. Keep that in mind. He left her there, alone with her grief and her choices, and returned to Konoha with the intelligence scroll in hand. Tsunade read the scroll 3 times, each reading making her expression more grim. This is extensive, she finally said. If even half of this is accurate, we're dealing with a threat beyond anything we've faced before. Which is why I'm going to kill him, Naruto stated flatly, sitting in the chair across from her desk with his feet propped up. Simple solution to a complicated problem. It's not that simple. According to this, Toby has Kamui, a space-time ninjutsu that makes him intangible. You can't hit what you can't touch. I've fought enemies with intangibility before. There's always a workaround. Naruto gestured dismissively. Besides, I've got weapons that cut through space itself. His technique might make him untouchable to normal attacks. But my stuff isn't normal. Even assuming you can counter Kamui, there's still the matter of his plans. The infinite Tsukuyomi requires all 9 Biju. He'll come after you eventually, but probably not until he's captured the others first. Then we have time. Good. Naruto stood, stretching. I'll use it to track down and kill the remaining Akatsuki members before they can help him. Clean up the loose ends, then deal with the big bad. Standard hero stuff. That's not standard anything. That's a suicide mission. Only if I can die, which I can't. Demon durability, remember? He headed for the door. I'll leave in a week. Gives me time to prepare, stock up on supplies, eat as much ramen as possible before potentially being on the road for months. Naruto, wait. Tsunade's voice stopped him. I know you're powerful, probably the most powerful shinobi alive right now, but even you have limits. Don't let your confidence become arrogance. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance, Naruto replied, glancing back with that signature Dante smirk. Confidence is knowing you can win. Arrogance is not caring if you don't. I'm confident, and I do care, mostly because losing would be embarrassing and boring, and I hate both of those things. He left before she could respond. The week passed quickly. Naruto spent it in preparation, not training, because he didn't need more training, but organizing. He gathered intelligence on remaining Akatsuki members, mapped potential locations for their hideouts, and generally planned his one-man war against the organization. Kurama contributed during meditation sessions, sharing insights about the other Biju and their likely locations. The Three Tails is wild right now, the fox rumbled in Naruto's mind. No Jinchuriki makes it an easy target for Akatsuki. They'll probably go for that one next. Then that's where I'll start. Find them hunting the turtle, kill them, move to the next location. Naruto visualized the strategy. How many Akatsuki members are left? I've killed. Let me count. Kakuzu, Hidan, Deidara, Sasori, Kasame, the Pains technically. That's 6 out of 10, not counting Tobi, who's the real leader. 4 remain active, Kurama confirmed. Zetsu, who's more a spy than a fighter. Itachi Uchiha, though he's dying from illness. And the last one is unclear from the intelligence you gathered. Doesn't matter. 4 opponents or 40, the result's the same. They all die. I go home, everyone lives happily ever after, except the bad guys. Naruto opened his eyes, ending the meditation. Well, I live happily ever after. Everyone else just gets to live, which is still better than the alternative. The day of departure arrived. Naruto said goodbye to nobody, informed Tsunade through a messenger toad, and left Konoha at dawn. His first stop was the lake where the Three Tails resided. He found Akatsuki members already there. Specifically, Zetsu emerging from the ground, and 2 others he vaguely recognized from old intelligence reports. They were in the middle of trying to capture the Biju using some kind of sealing technique. Hey, Naruto called out, walking across the water's surface casually. You guys picking on a turtle? That's low, even for criminals. The Akatsuki members turned, recognizing him immediately. The Nine Tails Jinchuriki, one of them hissed. We should capture him first, much more valuable than the Three Tails. You could try, Naruto agreed, drawing Ebony and Ivory, but you'd be dead before you got close enough. So here's an alternative proposal. You leave now, I let you live long enough to warn the others that I'm coming for them. Or you stay, try to fight and become examples. Your choice. They chose to fight. Bad decision. Naruto activated gunslinger style and proceeded to demonstrate why firearms beat ninjutsu at range. His bullets tracked their targets with supernatural accuracy, each shot finding vital points despite the enemy's attempts to dodge. One Akatsuki member tried using earth walls for defense. Naruto switched to Artemis and blew through the walls with a single massive energy blast. Walls are decorative against proper firepower, remember that. The second Akatsuki member used water clones as distractions. Naruto didn't fall for it, instead using Rainstorm to carpet the area with bullets that destroyed every clone simultaneously, while the real body took 3 rounds to the chest. Zetsu tried to escape underground. Naruto stomped on the ground hard enough to crater it, the shockwave collapsing all the nearby tunnels and forcing the plant-like spy to surface. Going somewhere? Naruto grabbed Zetsu's white half, ignoring the black half's attempts to possess him. Demon durability plus Kurama's presence made possession impossible. You're the information gatherer, right? The one who reports everything to Tobi? I won't tell you anything, White Zetsu protested. Don't care, I don't need your cooperation. Naruto activated a small amount of Devil Trigger, just enough to make his eyes glow red and his aura visible. I just need you to suffer before you die as a message. Tell Tobi, oh wait, you can't because you'll be dead. Well, your corpse can tell him. Corpses are great at sending messages. He ripped Zetsu in half, literally separated the white and black halves, then incinerated both with Agni and Rudra's flames. The Three Tails emerged from the lake, sensing the battle had ended. The massive turtle looked at Naruto with ancient eyes, recognizing the nine-tails chakra within him. "Easy there, big guy," Naruto said, holstering his weapons. "I'm not here to capture you. Just killed the guys who were trying. You're free to go back to doing whatever it is giant chakra turtles do. Swimming, meditation, terrorizing local wildlife." The three tails rumbled something that might have been thanks, then sank back into the lake. Naruto marked the location on his mental map and moved on to the next potential Akatsuki target. The pattern repeated itself over the following months. Naruto would track Akatsuki activity, intercept them before they could capture a Biju, and eliminate them with extreme prejudice. Each victory removed another piece from the board. Reducing Tobi's resources and options, he fought Itachi for the second time in a burned-out village near the Land of Lightning. The Uchiha was visibly weaker, illness taking its toll, but still dangerous with his Mangekyo Sharingan. The battle was brief but intense. Itachi used Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi, and even deployed Susanoo in a desperate attempt to win. None of it worked. Naruto's demon nature made him immune to genjutsu. His speed let him dodge the black flames, and his strength, specifically using real impact with Gilgamesh, shattered Susanoo's ribcage like it was made of glass. "You're the same as the others," Naruto observed, standing over Itachi's broken form. "Strong in your world, weak in mine. Different power scales, different rules. You're not human." Itachi coughed, blood staining his lips. "What are you?" "Something better, something that doesn't lose." Naruto drew Yamato. "Any last words? Warnings about Tobi? Dramatic speeches about your brother? Tell Sasuke the truth about the massacre, about our clan." Itachi's eyes were fading. "Let him know everything." "Yeah, I'm not doing that. Your brother and I aren't exactly pen pals. He can learn the truth from someone who cares." Naruto's blade flashed. Judgment cut. Another Akatsuki member dead. Another step closer to ending the organization. The months turned into a year. Naruto hunted systematically, eliminating threats and protecting the remaining Biju. He fought in deserts, forests, mountains, lakes. Anywhere Akatsuki tried to operate, he appeared and shut them down. Some fights were challenging in interesting ways. Others were disappointingly easy, but all of them ended the same way, with Naruto victorious and his enemies dead. Eventually, only one target remained: Tobi, the masked man. The false Madara, the real leader of Akatsuki and the architect of countless tragedies. Naruto tracked him to an underground cavern system in the Land of Mountains, where the masked man was attempting to extract the eight tails from Killer Bee. The Kumo Jinchuriki was holding his own, barely, using his Biju transformation and swordsmanship to keep Tobi at bay. But it was clear he was losing ground. Naruto dropped into the cavern from above, landing between the combatants with enough force to crater the stone floor. "Sorry I'm late," he announced casually. "Traffic was terrible. Also, I stopped for ramen. Priorities." He looked at Killer Bee. "You good? Need a break? Water? Motivational speech?" "Who?" "Bakayaro Konoyaro," Killer Bee rapped reflexively. "The White Devil, here to help this little fellow." "Close enough." Naruto turned his attention to Tobi. "And you, the man of the hour, the ghost in the mask, the guy who thought starting a war was a good idea." He drew Devil Sword Dante, the ultimate blade humming with power. "Let's have a chat about your life choices. Specifically, the choice to mess with things that don't concern you." Tobi's Sharingan, visible through his mask, regarded Naruto carefully. "Naruto Uzumaki, you've been quite the nuisance, eliminating my subordinates, disrupting my plans. But you're too late. The wheels are already in motion. Wheels can be stopped, especially when you break the axle." Naruto's blade gleamed in the dim light. "And that's what I'm here to do. Break you so completely that your plans die with you." "You can't touch me," Tobi stated confidently, demonstrating by letting a thrown kunai pass through his head harmlessly. "Kamui makes me invulnerable to physical attacks. You could try for 1,000 years and never land a hit. That's what they all say right before I hit them." Naruto activated Devil Trigger, the transformation filling the cavern with red light and demonic pressure. "Besides, I've got something you don't, the ability to cut through space itself. Your dimension hopping technique might work against normal shinobi, but I'm not normal. We've established this." He attacked without further warning, moving at speeds that even the Sharingan struggled to track. Devil Sword Dante carved through the air where Tobi stood, the blade's edge existing partially in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Toby phased through the attack, or tried to. The dimensional nature of the sword caught him mid-phase, scoring a deep cut across his chest despite his intangibility. Impossible! Toby stumbled backward, clutching the wound. Kamui should have worked against normal weapons, not against something that exists across dimensional boundaries. Naruto didn't give him time to recover, following up with a combination attack. Stinger! He dashed forward with the blade extended, the thrust covering the distance in a heartbeat. Toby teleported away, reappearing 20 feet to the left. Naruto was already there, having predicted the escape vector. Air trick! His teleportation was faster than Toby's. The sword slashed down in an overhead strike that the masked man barely avoided. Losing part of his cloak and the edge of his mask, the battle escalated quickly. Toby summoned the Gedo statue, the massive form of the Ten Tails husk emerging from the ground and threatening to crush everyone in the cavern. Naruto switched to Balrog, the demonic armor covering his body and multiplying his strength tenfold. He punched the Gedo statue's reaching hand, the impact creating shockwaves that collapsed part of the cavern roof. Big doesn't mean invincible, it just means bigger target. He leaped onto the statue's arm, ran up its length, and delivered a devastating kick to its head. Killer Bee! Get clear! This is about to get messy! The Kumo Jinchuriki didn't need to be told twice, retreating to the cavern's edge while Naruto went to work. The Gedo statue tried to grab him. Naruto dodged, using trickster dashes to move through the statue's attacks like they weren't there. Each dodge positioned him for a counterattack, punches from Balrog that cratered the statue's body, creating massive holes in its form. Toby tried to control the statue, directing it to crush Naruto. But the blonde was too fast, too experienced, too powerful. He treated the massive construct like a jungle gym, using its body to maneuver while dealing catastrophic damage. This is your ultimate weapon? Naruto taunted, landing a punch that shattered the statue's ribcage. A big statue? That's the best you've got? I fought scarier things before breakfast. He switched to King Cerberus mid-combo, the tri-element devil arm appearing in his hands. Ice, lightning, and fire combined as he struck the Gedo statue's core, the elemental attacks tearing through its chakra-based composition. The statue crumbled, falling in pieces. Toby realized he was outmatched. His final trump card had failed. His intangibility had been countered. And the demon-transformed Jinchuriki was getting stronger and faster with each passing moment. This isn't over, Toby declared, beginning to retreat into his dimension. The infinite Tsukuyomi will fail because I'm going to kill you before you can activate it. Naruto threw Devil Sword Dante like a spear, the blade cutting through dimensions to follow Toby into his personal space. The masked man barely dodged, the sword grazing his shoulder as it passed. He accelerated his retreat, fully entering his dimension and attempting to close the portal. Naruto grabbed the closing portal's edge with his bare hands and tore it wider. You don't get to run. He forced his way through, Devil Trigger still active, following Toby into the Kamui dimension. This ends now! The Kamui dimension was a twisted space filled with geometric shapes and warped gravity. Toby had home field advantage here, able to manipulate the environment. Naruto didn't care. He activated Sin Devil Trigger. The transformation was explosive. His base Devil Trigger form evolved into something far more powerful. His body grew larger, more muscular, covered in crimson and black scales. His wings doubled in size, becoming more bat-like and functional. Horns sprouted from his head. His power increased 100-fold. This is my ultimate form. Naruto's voice resonated with demonic power, echoing across the warped dimension. The peak of what the Nine Tails and I can become together, and you're about to experience it firsthand. He moved, not teleported, moved so fast that the motion was functionally teleportation. His fist connected with Toby's face before the masked man could react, the impact shattering the mask completely and revealing the scarred face beneath. Obito Uchiha, not Madara, just a broken tool who'd been manipulated into thinking he was creating peace. You're pathetic, Naruto stated, grabbing Obito by the throat and lifting him off the ground. Not because you're weak, you're actually pretty strong by normal standards. Pathetic because you had power and wasted it on a stupid plan that was never going to work. Obito activated his Manjikyo Sharingan, trying one last desperate genjutsu. The illusion shattered against Naruto's demonic will without even slowing him down. Genjutsu doesn't work on me. We've established this multiple times with multiple enemies. At what point does that lesson sink in? Naruto slammed Obito into the ground, cratering the dimensional space. Now you've got two options. One, you tell me everything about the real Madara, because I know he's still out there pulling strings. Two, I torture the information out of you before killing you slowly. Choose quickly, because my patience for dramatic villains ran out several enemies ago. Obito coughed blood, body broken in a dozen places. Madara planned it all. The Eye of the Moon plan. Infinite Tsukuyomi. But he's dead, has been for years. I used his name to what? Sound scarier? Didn't work. You're about as scary as a puppy with a tough guy act. Naruto's claws dug into Obito's throat. Where's the real Madara? Where's his body? His backup plans? His contingencies? He used Edo Tensei contingencies, set up resurrection protocols. Kabuto Yakushi has the research. Each word was a struggle for Obito. Cave system, near Odo, hidden lab. There we go, cooperation, much better than torture. Naruto released Obito's throat, letting the broken man slump. Now, any last words before I end this? Rin, I'm sorry, I failed you. We all fail someone eventually. Difference is, most people don't start wars over it. Naruto raised his clawed hand but hey, maybe you'll meet her in the afterlife and can apologize properly. Assuming there is an afterlife, and assuming you get to go to the good one, which, given everything you've done, seems unlikely. He pierced Obito's heart with a single claw strike, ending the man's life instantly. The Kamui dimension began to collapse without its master to sustain it. Naruto deactivated Sin Devil Trigger, returned to base form, and used Devil Sword Dante to cut an exit portal back to the regular world. He emerged in the cavern where the fight had started. Killer Bee was waiting, having watched the dimensional distortions with concern. Is it done? Is he gone? The Kumo Jinchuriki asked. Dead and done. Toby was actually Obito Uchiha pretending to be Madara. The real Madara's apparently got resurrection contingencies I need to deal with. Fun. Naruto stretched, joints popping. But that's a problem for tomorrow. Today I'm celebrating not dying in a collapsing dimension. You did it. You won. Bakayaro, Konoyaro, you're number one. Damn right I am. Naruto started walking toward the cavern exit. Now, I need to report to Tsunade, hunt down this Kabuto guy, destroy whatever research he's got on resurrecting the dead, and probably kill him too just to be safe. Busy schedule. Need help, some backup, or a cup? Nah, I work better solo, but thanks for the offer. Naruto waved without turning back. Stay alive, Killer Bee. The world needs at least a few Jinchuriki who aren't complete disasters. He left the cavern, began the journey back to Konoha, and mentally prepared himself for the final confrontation that was surely coming. Because if Madara Uchiha had prepared resurrection contingencies, that meant the war everyone had been predicting was about to start. And Naruto intended to end it before it could really begin. Tsunade listened to his report with increasing concern. So Toby was Obito. Madara's still technically alive through Edo Tensei protocols, and there's a mad scientist named Kabuto who has the research to resurrect an army of dead ninja. That's the summary, yeah. Naruto leaned back in his chair. I'm going to kill Kabuto, destroy the research, and prevent the resurrection army before it becomes a problem. Should take a week, maybe 2, depending on how well he's hidden himself. Naruto, Edo Tensei isn't something you can just punch away. These are reanimated corpses with unlimited chakra and regeneration. Even you can't. Can't what? Kill them, watch me. His eyes gleamed with confidence. I've got weapons that destroy souls, techniques that cut through immortality, and the power of a demon god running through my veins. Some zombie ninja aren't going to stop me. They're not just zombies. They're the strongest ninja in history. The previous Kage, the legendary Sannin, the founders of villages. Tsunade's expression was grave. You're talking about fighting an army of S-rank threats simultaneously. And I'm an SS-rank threat who's been destroying S-rank enemies since I was 12. Math checks out. Naruto stood. Besides, I won't be fighting them all at once. I'll destroy the research before Kabuto can summon more than a few. Strategic thinking. Kill the summoner, end the technique, basic tactics. And if you can't reach him in time, if he's already begun the mass resurrection, Then I'll have the fight I've been waiting for. Real challenge, real opponents, something that might actually make me use my full power for more than 30 seconds. His grin was pure Dante, cocky, confident, almost manic with anticipation. This party's getting crazy. Let's rock. He left before she could protest further, heading to his apartment to prepare. Hunting Kabuto wouldn't be easy. The medical ninja was intelligent, cautious, and had integrated Orochimaru's abilities into himself. But Naruto had advantages: speed, power, and the element of surprise. Kabuto wouldn't know he was coming until it was too late. The hunt took 3 days. Naruto tracked Kabuto through a network of hidden labs, destroying each one methodically. Every research note burned, every sample destroyed, every experiment shut down permanently. On the 3rd day, he cornered the medical ninja in a cave system near the Land of Sound's former capital. Kabuto had transformed himself into something between human and snake, Orochimaru's cells granting him regeneration and enhanced abilities. He fought with medical ninjutsu modified for combat, chakra scalpels that could cut through bone, and sage techniques that enhanced all his abilities. It wasn't enough. Naruto had spent 3 years killing the world's strongest criminals. One modified medical ninja, no matter how enhanced, wasn't going to stop him. The battle was brutal, but one-sided. Kabuto's regeneration couldn't keep up with the damage Naruto inflicted. His Sage mode gave him enhanced perception, but perception didn't help when the enemy was simply too fast to avoid. Naruto used Beowulf to crush Kabuto's medical techniques, the light element gauntlets disrupting the chakra control required for precision jutsu. When Kabuto tried to escape into the cave system, Naruto collapsed the tunnels with shockwave punches, forcing close combat. "You're making this harder than it needs to be," Naruto observed, catching Kabuto's chakra scalpel between his fingers and snapping the medical ninja's wrist. "Just die already. I've got ramen waiting back home." "I have Orochimaru's research," Kabuto pleaded. "Knowledge of every jutsu he collected, power beyond anything you've..." "Don't care. Knowledge is useless when you're dead. Power means nothing if you can't use it." Naruto grabbed Kabuto's head with both hands. "And you can't use anything anymore." He twisted. Sharp snap. Kabuto's body went limp. Naruto dropped the corpse, searched the cave for any remaining research, and destroyed everything he found. Scrolls burned. Samples were obliterated. Equipment was crushed beyond repair. When he was satisfied that no evidence of the Edo Tensei technique remained, he collapsed the entire cave system and returned to Konoha. "Mission accomplished," he reported to Tsunade the next day. "Kabuto's dead. Research destroyed. Edo Tensei threat neutralized." "You're certain? No remaining samples? No backup research?" 100%. "I was very thorough, very destructive, very much enjoying the property damage." He grinned. "Anything else needs killing, or can I finally get that vacation you keep promising?" Tsunade almost smiled. "Take a week off. You've earned it." Naruto celebrated by eating ramen for 12 hours straight, sleeping for 18, and spending the rest of the week doing absolutely nothing productive. It was perfect. The peaceful period lasted exactly 1 week. On the 8th day, reality itself began to crack. Naruto felt it first, a disturbance in the fabric of the world, like someone was tearing holes in dimensions. He was at Ichiraku when it happened, the sensation making his ramen taste wrong. "Something's happening," Kurama rumbled in his mind. "Something big, something old." Define old. Older than me, older than the Sage of Six Paths, older than chakra itself. Great, ancient threat, my favorite kind. Naruto paid for his ramen and stepped outside, looking up at the sky where cracks were beginning to appear. Any idea what we're dealing with? None, but I can feel its power, massive, world-ending, and it's getting closer. The cracks widened, revealing glimpses of another dimension, twisted, dark, filled with something that made even Kurama nervous. And then, emerging from the largest crack, came a woman. She was beautiful in an alien way, with pale skin, white hair, and eyes that held the Byakugan and Rinnegan simultaneously. She wore robes that seemed to shift between existence and non-existence. Power radiated from her in waves that made reality itself bend. Kaguya Otsutsuki, the mother of chakra, the origin of all the techniques and powers in the ninja world, and she looked pissed. Humanity, her voice carried across Konoha, reaching every ear in the village. "You have misused the power I gave you, created war, caused suffering, perverted my gift into weapons of death. For this, you will be returned to chakra. The infinite Tsukuyomi will unite all life, and I will regain what was mine." "Oh, hell no," Naruto muttered. "Not another one with the unite everyone speech. Why is that always the plan? Why can't villains just want money or power like normal criminals?" He activated Devil Trigger and flew toward Kaguya, drawing Devil Sword Dante mid-flight. "Hey, alien goddess lady! Yeah, you with the god complex. Stop trying to brainwash my planet. I just killed like 7 guys who tried the same thing. It didn't work for them. It won't work for you." Kaguya regarded him with mild interest, noting his demonic transformation in the weapon that shouldn't exist in her world. "You are different," she observed. "Not human, not demon, something in between. A hybrid that defies natural order. Guilty as charged. Now, are we going to fight, or are you going to keep monologuing? Because I've got a schedule, and stop ancient goddess from ending the world wasn't on it until about 30 seconds ago." Kaguya didn't respond with words. She simply moved, teleported Naruto and herself into a different dimension, one made entirely of lava and heat. Neat trick. Wrong opponent. Naruto activated Sin Devil Trigger, evolving into his ultimate form. The heat that should have been lethal became comfortable warmth. "I've fought in hell dimensions before. This is Tuesday for me." He attacked immediately, not giving Kaguya time to prepare. Devil Sword Dante carved through space as he swung, each strike creating dimensional rifts that Kaguya had to dodge despite her godlike power. She countered with all-killing ash bones, creating weapons from her body that could instantly kill anything they touched. The bones flew toward Naruto from multiple angles, each one aimed at vital points, Royal Guard activated. Naruto caught the first bone with his gauntlet, absorbed its lethal energy, then released it all at once in a shockwave that destroyed the other bones and forced Kaguya backward. Nice technique. Instant death on contact. Creative. He switched to Gilgamesh, the drill gauntlets appearing on his arms. "But you gotta land a hit first, and I'm really good at not getting hit." The battle escalated into something beyond normal comprehension. Kaguya switched dimensions repeatedly. Ice, desert, gravity, acid, trying to find an environment that would give her an advantage. None of them worked. Naruto adapted to each one instantly, his demonic nature making him immune to environmental hazards. Ice couldn't freeze him. Acid couldn't dissolve him. Gravity couldn't crush him. The desert couldn't dehydrate him. "Is this all you've got?" he taunted, delivering a real impact punch that created a crater in the ice dimension the size of a village. "I expected more from the mother of chakra. Maybe you're rusty from being sealed for so long." Kaguya's expression finally showed emotion, anger. She created massive truth-seeking balls, spheres of chakra that could erase anything they touched from existence. Naruto switched to Yamato, the dimension-cutting katana humming with power. Judgment cut end. Reality split in dozens of places simultaneously, dimensional slashes intersecting with the truth-seeking balls before they could reach him. The techniques canceled each other out in explosions of conflicting power. "Your erasure technique assumes I exist purely in this dimension," Naruto explained, landing another strike that Kaguya barely blocked. "But I'm partially existing across multiple dimensions simultaneously. Your balls, and wow, that sounds weird out loud. Can't erase something that isn't completely here." He pressed his advantage, unleashing a combination attack that showcased every weapon in his arsenal. Rebellion for power strikes, Yamato for dimensional cuts, Agni and Rudra for elemental damage, Beowulf for close combat, King Cerberus for multi-element assaults. Each weapon switch was seamless, flowing from one to the next in combinations that Kaguya couldn't predict or counter. She was powerful, immensely so, but her techniques were designed for fighting ninja who used chakra. Naruto didn't use chakra. He used demonic energy filtered through Kurama's power and shaped by techniques from another world entirely. The fight reached its climax in the core dimension, where Kaguya attempted to absorb all chakra in the area to empower herself. Naruto responded by activating every devil arm simultaneously, creating an arsenal storm of weapons orbiting him like satellites. Pandora, Lucifer, Cavaliere, Dr. Faust, all at once. Each weapon activated independently, creating a spherical attack that hit Kaguya from every angle simultaneously. Missiles from Pandora, explosive swords from Lucifer, energy blasts from Cavaliere, blood-powered strikes from Dr. Strike. Faust. Kaguya's absorption technique was overwhelmed. She could absorb chakra, but these were demonic weapons powered by something beyond her understanding. The attacks pierced her defenses, scoring hits across her body. For the first time in millennia, the mother of chakra was injured. Impossible, she breathed, staggering backward. You shouldn't exist. No hybrid should have this power. Yeah, well, I do exist, and I do have this power. Deal with it. Naruto recalled all his weapons, focusing everything into Devil Sword Dante. The blade glowed with combined demonic and human energy, representing the perfect fusion of both natures. This is the end, goddess. You've got two options. Return to wherever you came from voluntarily, or I send you there in pieces. Choose quickly. Kaguya attempted one final technique, a massive chakra absorption that should have drained Naruto's power completely. Instead, it backfired. Kurama's chakra was too vast, too alien, too intertwined with demonic energy for her technique to process. The absorption reversed, Naruto's energy flowing into Kaguya and overwhelming her systems. You can't absorb a demon, Kurama's voice echoed through Naruto. We're not made of chakra. We're made of something older, something that existed before your kind came to this world, and you just tried to eat something poisonous. Kaguya convulsed as foreign energy flooded her body, disrupting her godlike control. Naruto didn't hesitate, seeing his opening. Judgment cut end. He unleashed his ultimate technique, dozens of dimensional slashes hitting Kaguya from every angle. Her body was cut apart, her consciousness scattered across dimensions, her power dissipated. The mother of chakra fell. Naruto caught her before she could hit the ground, deactivated Sin Devil Trigger, and returned to base form. Kaguya was still alive, barely, her body beginning to regenerate slowly. Listen carefully, he said, making sure she could hear. I'm not going to kill you. Know why? Because living with the knowledge that a hybrid beat you is a worse punishment than death. You're going to be sealed again, properly this time. And you're going to spend eternity remembering that some 19-year-old kid with demon powers kicked your ass. He opened a portal using Yamato, dumping Kaguya's regenerating body into a sealed dimension where she couldn't escape or cause trouble. Then he closed the portal and cut through the dimensional connection, ensuring it couldn't be reopened from either side. And stay out, he added, dusting off his hands. The core dimension began to collapse without Kaguya's power sustaining it. Naruto cut another portal back to the normal world and emerged in the sky above Konoha. The village was in chaos. The dimensional rifts had caused damage throughout the area. Buildings collapsed and people injured. But everyone was alive. No one had died. Naruto descended slowly, deactivating Devil Trigger as he approached the ground. Tsunade was already organizing rescue operations, directing teams to help civilians and repair damage. Status? She asked as Naruto landed beside her. Alien goddess defeated, sealed in permanent isolation dimension, won't be bothering anyone again. He reported flatly. Also, I'm exhausted. Using Sin Devil Trigger twice in 1 week is rough. You defeated Kaguya Otsutsuki, the mother of chakra? That was her name? Makes sense. Yeah, she's gone. Tried to absorb Kurama's power and it backfired spectacularly. Rookie mistake, really. Never try to eat something you don't understand. He looked around at the damage. How bad are the casualties? Surprisingly minimal. Whatever you did it fast enough that she didn't have time to cause widespread destruction. Tsunade's expression softened. You saved the world, Naruto. I protected my ramen supply. Saving the world was just a side effect. He grinned tiredly. Now, can I please have that vacation? A real one this time, with no invasions, no attacks, no ancient threats? You've earned a year off if you want it. I'll take a month. Any longer and I'll get bored. He started walking toward his apartment. Someone wake me if reality ends again. Otherwise, I'm sleeping for 3 days straight. He made it home, collapsed on his bed, fully clothed, and was unconscious within seconds. The month of vacation passed in blissful peace. No threats, no invasions, no dramatic villain speeches. Just ramen, training when he felt like it, and sleeping whenever he wanted. It was exactly what Naruto needed. On the 30th day, he returned to active duty and found the ninja world had changed in his absence. News of his victory over Kaguya had spread throughout every village. His reputation, already legendary, had reached mythical status. Villages that had considered attacking Konoha abandoned those plans. Missing Nin, who thought about collecting his bounty, retired permanently. Even the bingo book stopped updating his entry because no one wanted to admit they'd have to pay someone hundreds of millions to fight him. Naruto had become a deterrent simply by existing. "This is nice," he commented to Tsunade during a mission briefing. "No one bothering me. No one trying to test themselves against me. Just peace through overwhelming superiority. Don't get comfortable. There are always threats, always problems that need solving." Tsunade handed him a mission scroll. "Speaking of which, there's a situation developing near the Land of Water. Rogue ninja claiming to have found ancient techniques. Could be nothing, could be serious. Let me guess, you want me to investigate and eliminate if necessary?" "Exactly. Standard A-rank mission parameters. Retrieve intelligence if possible, eliminate threats if required." Naruto accepted the scroll without reading it. "When do I leave?" "Tomorrow morning. Unless you want to rest more." "Nah, I'm good. Month was plenty. Any longer and I start getting restless." He pocketed the scroll. "I'll handle it. Probably take a few days depending on how well they've hidden themselves." The mission went exactly as he predicted. He tracked the rogue ninja to an island hideout, discovered they'd found nothing more dangerous than some low-level water techniques, and eliminated them when they refused to surrender peacefully. Standard work. Routine. Almost boring. He returned to Konoha, filed his report, and went back to his routine of missions, training, and ramen. Life settled into a comfortable pattern. Months passed, then a year, then 2. Naruto turned 21 without much fanfare, marked the anniversary by eating 50 bowls of ramen in one sitting, and continued being the strongest person in the world without trying very hard. The ninja villages established a new peace treaty, partially because war seemed pointless when one person could end any conflict single-handedly. The Akatsuki were dead, the ancient threats were sealed. The world had entered an era of stability, and Naruto was bored. "Is this it?" he asked Kurama one evening while sitting on the Hokage monument. "We won, saved the world, became legends. Now what?" "Now you live," the demon fox replied. "Enjoy your power, protect what matters, live on your terms like you always wanted." "I am living on my terms. That's the problem. I achieved everything I set out to do. Where do I go from here?" "Wherever you want. That's the beauty of being this strong. You choose your own path." Naruto considered this, watching the sunset paint the sky in orange and red. The village below was peaceful, prosperous, safe. His work had ensured that. Maybe that was enough. "You know what?" he said finally. "I think I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, taking missions when they're interesting, protecting the village when it's threatened, eating ramen whenever possible, living free." Sounds like a plan. It's not much of a plan, more of a philosophy. Then it's a philosophy worth keeping. Naruto smiled, watching the sun sink below the horizon. The moon was rising, full and bright, casting silver light across the village. "This party's getting started," he muttered, echoing Dante's words one more time. "Let's keep it rolling." Naruto's 23rd birthday marked exactly 10 years since his transformation in that alley. 10 years since Kurama had merged with him and created something new, something unprecedented, something that had changed the entire world. He celebrated alone, as usual, with ramen and quiet reflection. The world had changed in those 10 years. Peace had held, not perfect peace, but better than the constant wars that had defined previous generations. Villages still had conflicts, but they were resolved through negotiation rather than bloodshed. Because everyone knew, start a war, and the White Devil might show up to end it permanently. Naruto had become a legend without trying. Stories were told about him in every nation. Children played games pretending to be him. Shinobi academies studied his techniques, or tried to, since most of them required demonic power that humans simply didn't have. He'd achieved everything the original Naruto had wanted: recognition, respect, acknowledgement, without begging for any of it, without chasing after people who didn't care, without sacrificing himself for ungrateful villagers. He'd done it his way, on his terms, with style. "Not bad for a kid who was supposed to be a failure," he said to his reflection in the ramen broth. "You were never a failure." Kurama rumbled. "Just weak. There's a difference. Weakness can be fixed. Failure is permanent." Philosophical tonight, aren't we? I've had 10 years to think about our partnership, what it means, what we've become. The demon fox paused. We're not separate anymore. Not really. We're something new. Something that's never existed before. The ultimate fusion of demon and human. Powerful beyond measure, cool beyond belief. Naruto grinned. Yeah, I can live with that. He finished his ramen, paid Tucci, and walked through the village streets. People nodded respectfully as he passed. Some looked nervous. Old habits died hard, and some civilians still feared him despite everything he'd done. He didn't care. Their fear or approval meant nothing. He lived for himself, protected because he wanted to, fought because he enjoyed it. Perfect. He was heading home when a familiar presence appeared beside him. Kakashi, looking older now with more gray in his hair, fell into step. Big day tomorrow, the copy ninja said casually. Is it? Did I forget something? Someone's birthday? Anniversary of killing a particular villain? Naruto tried to remember his schedule. Tsunade's retirement ceremony. She's officially stepping down as 5th Hokage. Kakashi glanced at him. The village council wants to nominate you as 6th. Naruto stopped walking. What? You're the strongest shinobi in the village, in the world. You've saved Konoha multiple times. You've brought more stability to the ninja world than any previous Hokage. Kakashi shrugged. Makes sense politically. Politically, maybe. Practically? Absolutely not. Naruto started walking again. I don't want to be Hokage. Never did. That was the old Naruto's dream, and he died 10 years ago. I'm not sitting behind a desk pushing paperwork when I could be out doing literally anything else. I told them you'd say that. Kakashi pulled out a small orange book. For what it's worth, I agree. You're too valuable in the field, too effective as a free agent. Tying you to administrative work would be wasteful. So who's actually getting the job? Me, apparently, as punishment for not retiring when I should have. Kakashi sighed dramatically. The council thinks I'm a safe choice, experienced, respected, unlikely to cause international incidents. Unlike me, who'd probably start 3 wars in the first week just because the paperwork was boring. Naruto grinned. Good luck with that. You'll hate it. I know, but someone has to do it. Kakashi turned down a side street. See you at the ceremony tomorrow? Try to look presentable. We're maintaining appearances. I'll wear my good coat with the one without bloodstains. Best I can do. Kakashi waved without turning back. Disappearing into the evening shadows, Naruto continued home, thinking about the conversation. Hokage. The position he'd supposedly wanted more than anything as a child. The dream that had defined the original Naruto's entire existence, and he just turned it down without hesitation. No regrets? Kurama asked. None. That dream belonged to someone else. Someone who needed validation from people who hated him. I don't need that anymore. Don't want it. Naruto looked up at the stars. I've got everything I actually want. Freedom, power, ramen. What more is there? Happiness? I am happy. This is what happy looks like for me. No complications, no responsibilities I don't choose, no one controlling my life. He smiled. I'm living the dream, Fox. My dream, not anyone else's. Then I'm glad we made the deal all those years ago. Me too. 5 more years passed. Naruto turned 28 and barely noticed. Time had stopped meaning much to him. When you're functionally immortal with demon blood, decades blend together. The world continued its peaceful trajectory. Kakashi proved to be a competent Hokage, managing village affairs without starting any wars. The next generation of ninja graduated from the academy. Technology advanced, life went on, and Naruto remained exactly as he'd been. Powerful, free, content. He'd taken fewer missions over the years, mostly because there were fewer threats worth his attention. The occasional rogue ninja, random criminals, nothing that required his full power. He'd started traveling more, exploring the world beyond the ninja villages, saw landscapes he'd never bothered to visit, met people who had no idea who he was, experienced life outside the constant cycle of violence it was. Nice, different, almost normal, but he always returned to Konoha. The village was home, even if his relationship with it was complicated. He protected it because it was his, not because he owed anyone anything. On his 29th birthday, he sat at Ichiraku and thought about the future. You ever think about settling down? Tochi asked, serving his usual order. Getting married? Having kids? Normal stuff? Marriage requires finding someone who can tolerate me. Kids require responsibility I don't want. Normal stuff is boring. Naruto slurped his noodles. I'm good where I am. Solo, independent, free to do what I want. Lonely though, isn't it? Sometimes, but lonely beats trapped. He finished the bowl, placed it down gently. Besides, I've got you for conversation, Kurama for company, occasional missions for excitement. What else do I need? Tochi smiled sadly, but didn't push. He'd known Naruto long enough to recognize when the blonde had made up his mind. That night, Naruto stood on the Hokage monument again, his favorite thinking spot, and considered his life. 29 years old, more powerful than any living human, wealthier than he'd ever need to be from mission rewards, free from obligations, expectations, demands. The original Naruto would have been horrified by this life. No bonds, no precious people, no one to protect with desperate determination. But that Naruto was dead, had been for 23 years. This Naruto, the one who'd merged with Dante's template and Kurama's power, was different. He didn't need bonds. He had strength. He didn't need precious people. He had freedom. He didn't need desperate determination. He had casual superiority, and he was happy. Genuinely, authentically happy with his choices and his life. This is what winning looks like, he said to the night sky. Living exactly how I want. No compromises, no sacrifices, no pretending to be something I'm not. You've come far, Kit, Kurama agreed. Further than I ever expected when I made that deal in the alley. We both have. You were supposed to be sealed. I was supposed to be weak. Look at us now, merged, powerful, legendary. Naruto chuckled. We broke every rule and came out better for it. So what's next? Another decade of missions and ramen? Eternity of being the strongest? Sounds perfect to me. Naruto drew rebellion, the familiar weight comforting in his hands. He swung it once, the blade cutting through air with perfect precision. But I'm open to surprises. Life's more fun when you don't script everything. The blade returned to its resting position across his back. The night continued its peaceful watch over Konoha, and Naruto remained on the monument, guardian and legend, powerful and free, living his best life on his terms, forever. The years continued to flow. Naruto's 30th birthday came and went, then 35, then 40. Demon blood kept him young, aging him so slowly that people started to notice. While his peers developed gray hair and wrinkles, Naruto looked barely 25. His power ensured he'd probably live for centuries unless someone managed to kill him, and nobody could. The world evolved around him. New generations arose. Old threats faded into history. Technology advanced to the point where some villages began integrating machines with ninjutsu, and through it all, Naruto remained constant. The White Devil, the Demon Hunter, the one-man army. Always ready to defend his home, always powerful enough that no one dared challenge him seriously, he'd become an institution, a force of nature. The guarantee of Konoha's safety simply by existing, but he'd also become something else, truly content. He'd achieved the impossible, living completely free in a world that demanded conformity, having power without the corruption that usually followed, being recognized without needing validation. He was the ultimate expression of his philosophy. Strength creates freedom, freedom creates happiness, and happiness is worth any cost. At 45 years old, looking 25, feeling infinite, Naruto stood on the Hokage monument one final time to commemorate his journey. 23 years since the transformation, 39 years since his birth. Countless enemies defeated, multiple world-ending threats eliminated, zero regrets about his choices. We did it, Fox, he said quietly. We actually did it, became exactly what we wanted to be. And we didn't compromise once, Kurama added with satisfaction. Didn't sacrifice our freedom for acceptance, didn't trade power for peace, just took what we wanted and made it work. That's the key, isn't it? Not asking permission, not waiting for the world to give you what you want, just taking it and daring anyone to stop you. Naruto pulled out Ebony and Ivory, twirled them casually. We're living proof that strength wins, that power matters, that being the best means making your own rules. And you're happy. Completely. He holstered the pistols, looked out over Konoha one more time. The village was thriving, protected, prosperous, peaceful. His work had ensured that, even if he never wanted credit. This is the good ending. This is what victory looks like. Not saving everyone, not redeeming every enemy, not sacrificing yourself for ungrateful masses, just winning so completely that no one can threaten what's yours. A happy ending on your terms. Exactly. Naruto smiled. That Dante smile, cocky and confident and completely genuine. This party's been crazy, and it's still going strong. He turned away from the village, spread his wings, a casual activation of partial devil trigger, and launched himself into the night sky. Flying free, powerful, and untouchable, living exactly how he wanted, the legend of Naruto Uzumaki would continue for generations. Stories would be told, techniques would be studied, his name would become synonymous with absolute power. But the man himself? He was just living. Fighting when necessary, protecting what mattered, eating ramen whenever possible, and being completely, authentically happy with every choice he'd made. He'd won. Not just against his enemies, but against the very concept of limitations, against expectations, against the idea that power required sacrifice or that strength demanded loneliness. He'd proven that you could be powerful and happy, free and fulfilled, legendary and content. And that was the best ending anyone could ask for, living your truth on your terms forever. The white devil flew through the night, heading toward whatever tomorrow would bring, ready for anything, afraid of nothing, living his best life, eternally, triumphantly, happily. The end.
Thanks for witnessing this S-rank crossover event. Do you think the Akatsuki could survive a Naruto with devil trigger? Let us know your theories in the comments. For more wild anime theories and stylish storytelling, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to keep the rebellion alive.